911 on location of your emergency.
Breaking news out of North Idaho. Moscow police are investigating a homicide on King Road.
Is she breathing?
No.
So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No, I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves, but no weapon has been located at this time.
Arrested. That's 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger in custody today.
Mr. Kohberger allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false.
We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Everything is alleged. Hey, you guys. How is everyone doing today? I hate this case so much. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, I did not hear every little tidbit of this, but as I was getting it louder a little bit now, I don't know if that was the best idea. There is the worst. I don't know what the hell it is. There's a weird connection because it sounds like it's a three-way call. And there's just this horrible sound. So I did what I normally do, which is where I take it from 100 to 200. But it also will, make the sound also a little louder. But at least we can hear what she's saying also a little bit better, Now, this is the one I told you guys. Accomplished Day told us that when she originally tried to get the interview, she sent in their report, their information, gave them their own info in order for her to be able to get this. And they told her it didn't exist. Oh, no, it's not there. Oh, I think it was just reworded a little bit differently, and suddenly the interview is there. This is a very telling interview. This is the one where when we went over the reports, when they first came out, we determined pretty quickly that there was a person. We didn't know who it was at the time. There was a person in the reports claiming to have been hanging out with Dylan that night. And when the story rolled around how Dylan was claiming that she was drunk and so out of it and just, oh my God, that it was really odd to her because Dylan told her directly that she wasn't feeling like it. She couldn't drink that night. She wasn't getting in the mood. She couldn't get into it. Couldn't drink. Didn't want to. Wasn't feeling it. That's crazy because her drunken stupor has been her defense the entire time. She repeats it 85 million times in about every interview because she wants you to know in the back of your mind when you see her face, you think drunk girl. So it's a constant. That's a psychological thing. Somebody taught her that. Probably the lawyer. But knowing that this statement has come out, did none of them go back in and ask more specific questions to people about what exactly Dylan was drinking? Because the story literally went from she has been drinking basically since they got up that morning, and she drank a whole gallon Borg to herself, and she was blacked out basically off her rocker, to really it was just a couple of 4 and 5% little seltzer things and some little mimosas, which is champagne and freaking orange juice. All very light, little bitty nothing things. It doesn't really matter your body weight for that either. Your body will grow a tolerance no matter your size. It just the amount is the only thing that changes, but it still does it. So if she's sitting there sipping on champagne and wine coolery type things, yeah, it's not going to really do much if that's all you're doing. That's why people end up usually getting into harder shit, because that's just how it works. So knowing the inconsistent statements that this child, oh my God, the most immature thing I've ever met in my life, that has come out here and made with this, knowing that she's now giving the whole drunken thing out as an excuse because they know. There's no way they don't know. She was too talkative. She was too alert. She was too aware when she was talking to the cops that day. That was not the reaction, the storytelling, the reenactment, whatever you want to call it, theatrical, the act of somebody who was drunk and completely out of it the night before. That's not, no. So in this interview, when she says this to the police, I just don't understand why it wasn't taken more serious. Was this given to the grand jury? Is this maybe part of the reason why they thought that she was shady? Was because this was played? I have a million questions as to why this person can say this that is friends with Dylan and Bethany. Doesn't seem to really have known the other two all that much or was not as close to the other two. She's claiming friends with Dylan and Bethany. Hearing these things straight from Dylan. Being at the hotel that night and hearing Dylan say, oh my God, I was so out of it. I was so intoxicated. That tells you right there, Dylan is totally okay with lying in front of people that already know the truth because no one ever calls her ass out. If she's going to say that right in front of somebody who just mere hours before, she just told that she wasn't feeling it, she wasn't drinking, she didn't want to drink, she wasn't really doing blah, 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 and she can just say that to somebody, she knows that she's making that up. She knows that she's making it up. So she's making it up right in front of someone who already was there and witnessed the reality. That's another one of those patterns. No one stops her from doing shit. She gets away with it. Ugh. Ugh. I didn't even put my lip gloss on. So annoying. So annoying. All of my receipts are public. Like, apparently there's been some arguments about FOIA stuff. No one's asked me about FOIA receipts, but my FOIA receipts are all on the whatchamadoodle. The shared drive. Yeah, this is the one they had like requesting for the same thing and they were trying to go. See, this is the one where she was in here the other day and I was like, don't even tell them anything. Just pay the damn thing and see what they do. Like, you're going to have to catch them. You're going to have to catch them. Because so far, I haven't come across that. And I know that anything that, at least anything from the last time I spoke to Connor about it, anything that had already been redacted that we hadn't seen, that he requested, it was just duplicate stuff. Like, it was just duplicate. Like, he was told, hey, this one's already been redacted. It's just a duplicate, even though it was like a new FOIA. No one else had seen anything of it. So I don't know what they're doing. It's a lot, though. I know, who is it? Is it somebody? Was it you, Accomplished Day, that also got the King Road footage? I've been talking to multiple people about going in there and trying to figure things out. Hey, Logan, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It needs challenging. It does. It's horrible. Ali Benson, yeah, that's a name. Somebody, that might have been you, mentioned that name earlier, saying that's one that we definitely need to get. See, and I don't understand. Chrissy Chaos was sent Lakeland McComas' interview, and they told me it didn't exist, even after she had it. I believe that. I believe that. I honestly believe that. Welcome, Moonlit Baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, thank you for the 20 case. I wasn't able to catch your live last night, so sent this to you. But I just want to say thank you for everything you do for this case. Don't let the haters slow you down. Use this for FOIAs or towards your new chair. Oh, it'll definitely go towards FOIAs. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's so nice. 5 months, Ash Bish. Thank you for being a member. Don't forget, our members only live is this coming Monday. I'll put a thingy out. And we'll do it earlier in the day because we also do our Moscow Mondays. They're going to charge me for the Rosendahl body cam full price that Atlanta already had. See, and I'm wondering, like, if there's something they're going to try to use to get away with that. They denied Ali Benson. It was done by the FBI. Oh, the same way that Quinn Kelly was. The same way that Quinn Kelly was. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, Ali and Kennedy lived together. Pretty positive that's how it went. That's crazy. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'm either getting like it doesn't exist or privacy denials. That's like the most here recently. It's been pretty ridiculous. Okay. We're going to go ahead and listen to this. Be prepared if you have not heard it for the noise. Because it's bad. It is super sucky. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
You just kind of get used to it, you know? You just kind of get used to it. Sometimes I wonder, like, is it really that bad, or did they put a noise over it? I don't trust him. I do not trust them. I feel like they probably would totally put a noise over it. Wouldn't shock me at all. I deleted Amazon Prime and evidently my subscription. Amazon Prime, how did Amazon Prime delete anything from over here? That's a new one for me. That's crazy. Maybe did you do it through like Google services? I know that if you you know what's this is why I'm asking. I had Twitter Premium for like 2 months, just trying to like give it a try to see what it would do, to see if it would like push anything out and do anything. It didn't. But when I went in there to go try to cancel it, it wouldn't let me cancel it on the website because it told me I signed up on my app. So then I went to go delete because it's like the one where you pay like the little monthly fee. It was like $8 a month or some shit. I went to my app to try to delete it and it would not let me. I argued with like customer care in like the Twitter chat for like ever. And then finally realized that I was going to have to go through like my Google account subscription, like manage the subscriptions that I've allowed to have access to like my Gmail account. It took forever to figure out how to actually delete it. So maybe that's what happened. If you had to go into like your back end information, maybe that's why it did it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get the banner together, but we're going to go ahead and start playing this. Thank you again, Accomplished Dave, for getting this, because this is a crazy ass interview. I just don't know how Dylan just keeps getting away with being a little liar. It's so crazy.
Okay, so first and foremost, it says here that you're friends with
Bethany and Dylan.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you know them?
With her and I were in the same rush group when we were like coming into Moscow, and then we were really close ever since. And then I've always known her which is one of our other really good friends. And then they started living with each other, and I would just go over quite a bit, and that's how me and got a lot more closer was here.
Okay, so when you say rush group, is that for?
Rush group is just
that's
like
what it sounds like, right? It sounds
like
it's
formal
a way
recruitment,
online.
like choosing what house you're going to be in, like that whole process.
Office phone.
Gotcha. Well, I'm pretty ignorant to some of that, so I'm probably gonna have a lot of questions about that.
You gotta hurry up.
Okay.
Just to pre.
Oh, and reminder for anyone who went in there and did the little free trials to watch that shit show of a damn documentary, cancel your subscriptions. Just in case you haven't. Cancel them damn things.
Warn you. Okay. Okay. So you were in the same group, and I'm taking some notes here, so forgive me. You gotta have a little bit of patience.
No, you're fine.
All right. So I'm trying to write as fast as you talk. So nobody in the same rush group. You're deciding, which house you're going to go to, and then how did you come in on that?
After it was like probably like a couple of months after they joined, and I just would see quite a bit.
Oh, thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. Well, thank you. I have Jacqueline Bellevue, Cole Barenberg, Stacy Chestnut, which is Connor Chestnut's mom, Riley Moreland's first half deposits paid, waiting for them. I was denied. Read Upmore's. So they don't have Connor's, but they have his mom's? I know you told me that before about having Stacy chestnuts, but I guess I'm still. It's kind of, yeah. So they have his mother's that you can access, but they don't have Connor's actual interview. That is weird. That is, yeah, I don't, yeah, so Connor was the FBI and the regular cops talked to the, yeah, and see, like, that's my question for that. Like, everything with Connor Chestnut and Jack Showalter is so weird. And we have every right to question that entire thing because we know the relationship between Maddie and Connor. That is who she kissed on vacation and cheated on her boyfriend with. Now, did anything continue after that? I don't know. I have no idea. I have not physically seen proof of that. Some people have claimed to have been able to have figured out that there probably was still something going on. I personally have not. But it's odd to me that there's an entire separate case number for Connor Chestnut and for Jack Showalter when it came to the way that Detective Talbot put stuff together with the Idaho State Police. And instead of fixing them, you have a bunch of reports that just have the regular ass number on it for the main case. Then you have the case number that has a bunch of Showalter and Chestnut bullshit on it. I think there's some Berenberg stuff in there too. And then you have some reports that have them referencing each other. Like in the actual case box, it's the main case number, transfer, for whatever, like you're including them together. So there's like 3 different sets of reports for the Idaho State Police, for the lab reports for this case because of how they did that. Main case, Jack and Connor, and then the ones that are mixed up. And in November 2023, again, that stupid timeline that we can't get because they're telling me it doesn't exist over there. They have Jack Showalter and Connor Chestnut's day activities in the timeline that ISP and MPD put together to give to the prosecutor's office in November 2023. We've gone through a grand jury, baby. What are we doing? I don't understand that. That's very odd to me. And I don't understand how we've gotten this far and no one has tried to explain that. Why is that? What was so freaking suspicious about them that they stayed on the radar? Both of them stayed on the radar way past Kohberger's arrest. Because we don't know when they actually stopped doing anything with them. For them to be on that timeline sent in, why was it necessary? It is all very strange. So for the mom to have been talked to by the locals, but the FBI, the one that talked to Connor, it is so bad. Oh my God. And the worst part about it is the local chick on there trying to talk shit about people like us. And she's the one saying shit like Ethan and Xana went to a formal at Sigma Chi and the knife sheath was found on Kaylee's bed. It's just, yeah. The one on Netflix coming up in a couple days is not going to be any good. It's not going to be any good. No, well, Jack Ducour had his mom there too, but she wasn't in the room. I'm just floored that they had their parents allowed with them. Yeah, I kind of figured he was one of the ones that they were watching. I'm pretty sure it was. It's insane. All right, let's continue to listen to this mess.
And then once they moved into the same apartment with all of them, that's when I saw a lot more and considered her like a friend.
Did you meet?
Yeah, pretty much. And
by you mean
yes.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second.
And Jacqueline Bellevue is, I'm guessing, who she's talking about when she's saying the J name because it's a chick. So I'm going to assume that that's who we're assuming. accomplished is that she's talking about Jacqueline Bellevue, probably. So that's a Jackie and a Jack and a Jack and a Jake and a Kaylee and a Kaylee and a Maddie and a Maddie and a Maddie, and oh my God, even 2 Ethans. Like, oh my, it's a lot. Such a weird sound. That's poop.
Okay. Do you happen to have phone number?
Cole's is
By any
gonna be
chance?
interesting.
Yeah, I do. Do you want it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh,
She's also-
you think she's talking about Jenna here? Interesting. Okay.
So, in
Yeah, it does.
she's going to the memorial on Friday, so I don't think you'll be able to contact her till like Saturday if you guys need to like speak to her.
That's fine. Yeah. All right. Okay, and then real quick, can I grab your date of birth too? Your date of birth. Sorry.
The sound, you can't deal with it, can you? Yeah, I don't get it. It's very odd that they allowed the parent in the room with a grown-ass
Okay, so
man.
same rush group as meet through and basically, and then
I'm going to assume it's like the office line systems. I know that this wasn't even that long ago. I was still working in office. Wasn't I still working in office in 2022? No, that was after COVID. We definitely were never back in office. I left office when COVID was literally 1 case in New York City. And people were saying that Trump was overreacting for shutting down the border. That was the last day that I ever went into office ever again. So that was before that. So I'll say 2 years before that, when we had office phones and stuff like that, and we would have to make 3-way phone calls between hospitals and patients and have us on the line, we didn't have these problems, and they're all recorded calls. They have issues with almost all of their recording systems because this has been an issue with sound being off, and even the ones where they have everybody's face blurred. Even if you wanted to try to like match up anything, you really couldn't because everything is already such shitty quality. Like, oh my God, how did they manage to even do their job?
and so ever since then, you guys have kind of been friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long total you think have you known Bethany? Like, if you had to just put a ballpark on
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Since like of last year.
Okay.
Or 2 years ago. So 21.
So 21.
Yeah, probably around there.
Okay. All right.
This is the original recording, so I don't know. I got this straight
Okay.
from
Now-
Accomplished Days channel.
Let's talk about some of the information that you had of that night.
Yeah, and again, if you guys don't know, Accomplished Day is also the one that has that crazy ass detailed timeline. There's a link for it over on their channel.
And we can go over some of the stuff that you gave as a tip, but I'd
Sounds
rather
like my
you
dad's
just recall
boat.
it
He
from
used
your
to
own
test
memory,
them
and
in
then if I have a
buckets
question,
outside,
I'll
make
ask
sure
you
the
about
motors
it.
are running right.
Okay. So I start from like the very beginning or whenever.
That
I see
too.
them.
Ew.
So I would just
That right there. That's the noise right there.
say, can you give me the 24 hours?
Toxic ass case.
Give me all of your Saturday, like
Okay.
what you had going on, and then we'll work up all the way through Saturday. You know, Saturday night the 12th turns into Sunday, and then what you guys did Sunday. Does that make sense? So just give me 24
Okay.
hours
Bad.
before and after.
It gets better,
so,
I promise.
I woke up at, which is known at, they were
Not me,
doing
but my youngest
a,
kid.
like, barbecue type thing at their house. So I went home, changed, and then I went back to, and they started their, like, dinner thing. I want to say, like, around 1, and then I hung out there, like,
It's going to sound exactly the same, but it's over on Accomplished Days channel where this copy came from. It's not going to be any different.
Pretty much.
But go over there.
day.
I'd rather you go over there and listen to it over on the original posters channel. That's why I didn't do it right away. So if you want to go over there with no commentary, just listen to this on its own. I'll go grab a link and put it in the chat.
And then
Okay, so you well, I got to write it down as you talk too. So, so you on the 12th, you woke up. You said you went to it was like a. So.
And what he says right there was a barbecue, because he says barbecue very loud and clear later. So why are we blocking out that you went to a barbecue? That's crazy. Weird as shit.
And then is that right or okay? And you guys call it. Oh, that's okay. So it's like a slang term.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So you went to for a barbecue around 1.
Yes. And then I was with kind of like our main friend group. We were just kind of like sitting there eating, and then they decided to leave to tailgate a little bit, but I had went to the actual game
to tailgate.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I want to nail down who you were with there on that. So you were with.
Yeah, I was with Cole.
Do you know last name?
Can you? That'd be freaking awesome. I don't know how to do any of that shit. I know how to make it louder.
And then I was kind of so we were just there hanging out.
Do you have her phone number by any chance?
I do actually.
I'll take that too, please.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like, that she was going to say Cole after that. Like the second one sounded like Cole.
And by this is still.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because a version means that there's something about it that's different. Nothing's changed. I don't know what you mean, but no, not really, not yet. Someone can maybe get the sound out of here. That'd be great. Ooh. If you're listening on a Samsung phone, look for an audio eraser option. It takes all the static out and amplifies the voice. Ooh. Right, like this audio, this interview is like so important because of what she says about Dylan, and of course it's like completely jacked up.
Okay, so who else?
There.
One version, several copies.
I don't know her very well though, but they're good friends with her. And then our guy friend.
And do you know last name?
Yeah, so just like I put our raw files from our FOIAs on a shared drive, Accomplished Day puts theirs on a shared drive. So go over to their channel so that you can see for yourself.
And then do you have his phone number by any chance?
I don't think I do actually. I can check.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
For real. For real. No way.
I don't.
So you did the audio eraser thing on the Samsung phone, and now you don't hear any of the static? That's freaking cool. I wonder if I can do that on mine and like record that version so that it doesn't do this shit. Learn something new every day, bro. That's cool. I didn't know that it did that.
Does he know them too?
Didn't know any idea.
Yeah, they're like best friend. Like we're all really good friends with him.
Okay, and then I think there was one other name you said.
That's crazy. I had no idea. All I use is Samsung. That's crazy.
Okay, same last name.
Yeah.
And then, do you happen to have his number by any chance?
I don't even know where that option is.
No, I don't.
Okay, no big deal. Okay, so you're at the. Oh wait, hold on a second. You didn't know who Liz was. You just knew her as.
Like I know her, but I don't like know her. Like I'm not like really good friends with her.
What's her last name?
I can actually get it.
I'll have to look for it and see what it does. That's cool though. I'm glad it does that. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know anything about iPhone.
And I appreciate you looking all that stuff.
So many redactions. Oh my god.
Okay, can you just spell it all out for me again? Her first name is.
Farting noises. It is pretty crazy. Mine doesn't say YouTube audio eraser on there when you pull it down. I guess maybe I have to be playing first.
Okay, so again, sorry, we're gonna interrupt you a bunch and have to backtrack and stuff. So don't get annoyed. So you guys are at the barbecue. About how long you guys spend there at the barbecue? You think?
See, he says barbecue fun this
Quite a
year.
while, because the game I believe was at 3 or 4. I'd have to like really think and like look back, but I believe it was like 3 or 4.
Okay, so the game was.
No, it was. Let me see. Okay, I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't have like any pictures either.
It's all good. I'm just trying to approximate stuff anyway. Okay, so you think the game started around 3 or do you think later? 5?
I think it was 3 or 4. Yeah.
Okay. Now they went to tailgate. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think they went only for a while and then went back to. But I'm not sure because I kind of did my own thing with.
Okay, well, since you don't know what they did. What did you do from there?
I went to the game and then we were only there till like halftime, and then we left back to.
Okay, so who did you go to the game with?
I went with and.
All right, hold on. One name at a time. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay.
What was the first one?
These redactions are so horrible. Oh my god.
No, that's okay.
Do you have his phone number?
I do actually. Oh, God.
These redactions are so horrible. Yeah, it's not. It gets a lot easier. It gets a lot easier to hear. Faux shizzle.
Okay.
Hey RV, how you doing? Oh yeah, no, I don't buy the newest one. I used to a long time ago. I'll have the same phone for 8 years, 6 years, 8 years.
Then who?
And I don't have his phone number. Yeah. And then I was also with.
I forget because I don't have the thingy open. I don't get to see the little at the bottom. I need to remember to do that more.
Yeah,
And then do you have a phone number there?
I don't know.
Okay. How do you know those guys? Just school stuff or what?
Yeah, they're just freshmen, and then this is like my, so I hang out with them a lot.
What's it?
It's just like kind of like you like mentor them, and they like
Talking
look
about
up to
being
you
a
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like okay, like a mentor program. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. All right. So you go to the game. You're there till about halftime.
Yeah, and then we leave and go back to, and we're there.
Oh, thank you for the $9.99, Katie. So someone giving you love on TikTok the other day, and I always tell people there to check out your channel. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in here.
Till about like 8:30 because one of my at an out of house. So we went back to so I could change, and then we all went there together.
Excuse me.
No, you're right.
I'm probably gonna have one.
Isn't that so stupid? Isn't that so stupid? In 2026, they are still redacting Dylan and Bethany's names, but they do it enough to where you can hear the D or the B coming out of the person's mouth before they do it, so we can tell, especially given the context. I don't know. I don't know. It's this stupid, and they're charging us to redact the name of somebody who has a 6-figure freaking GoFundMe and blubbered for 80,000 years of fake tears and bullshit in the courtroom, but we can't hear her name being talked about in the police interviews. Doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense.
One more. Hold on a second. Wow. Okay. Okay. At the game till about halftime, you leave, and then you go back. So you went back to
For like a few hours till about 8:30.
okay.
That's right after everybody woke up.
Camera. Till about okay. And then were you with Tyler and still at
I was with so I was with but stayed at, and another one of our good friends came with us to so I could change.
Okay, so when you left, that's when you said stayed there?
Yeah, stayed at, and then came with me to DC.
Okay. Left to...
Isn't that the commonality of everybody down there? They're all each other's best friends, but half the time they don't even know each other's last names. I've never been like that person. Like, I'm not that old where I don't remember being a teenager. I knew exactly who all of my friends were. I knew their first names, their last names, usually their middle names. I knew their parents' names. Their names were in my phone with the little nicknames. And everybody had... It's very odd that they don't even know each other's names. It's very crazy.
With... And then you said, what's last name?
Gideon is a guy that Dylan was hanging out with a super lot. In and out of the lodge together.
If you have his phone number?
I don't.
In and out of the apartments and stuff together. Apparently he's the little to, I think, Claire, is how it was told to us. But that's also whose name is written on her arm. His last name starts with an A. I mean, I don't know if there's even an interview with that guy or what he would know, if anything. But it's just really strange that we don't hear more about that. And then we also have Quinn Kelly's, which is Dylan's boyfriend's, interviews with the police. I mean, with the FBI. So we can't get it to know if there's anything about that dynamic being talked about anywhere. I know that if I'm dating someone, I'm not going to be okay with them hanging out with another person like that, in and out with that person in different places all night, and then him drawing, them drawing their name all over, whoever it is. Like, that's crazy. So there might be something going on there. Who knows? Who knows? But apparently they're pretty cozy.
Okay. So you went to to change, and then go to a.
Real tall, athletic, like, tall, athletic. Yeah. Also, one of the social medias you'll find that's hella locked down. Because if you go and look at all of these people now, like on Facebook, none of them really got rid of their Facebook, but they shut it down where it's like real private. You can't really see their friends list. Some of them, they let you still see the friends list, which is where you can see like all the mutuals that, basically verify who they are. But just like the majority, like all the pictures and stuff are locked down. I think he only has 3 profile photos. And I think the one that he has on there is him like sort of to the side. I think he's holding like a surfboard. He's holding something in his hand conveniently. Yeah, the FBI agent. Well, is it? I don't think he's FBI. I think he's Idaho State Police, and it's Gideon Roberts or Robert Gideon. Robert Gideon, I think, because the friend Gideon is the first name. Last name starts with an A, and for the cop, I think Gideon is the last name, if I remember right.
Do you have her phone number?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it was like it was like
whatever. Okay, so the same way that like Ethan was Xana's little before they got together, the way that I read it was that Gideon was Claire's little. So I'm going to assume that they were just in the opposite sex versions of whatever that Greek was. So whatever Claire was, he's the boy version, I guess. I assume that that's how it works. It have to be like the same house, I guess. I don't really know how that works. I guess it didn't have to be same house, but you would figure it'd be the same house. I don't really know. Something like that. But it'll be something with it's something stupid Greek related. Stupid Greek related. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, Sharon. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Congratulations to those who got that.
That's not her house. It's like our older members who live out of house, if that makes sense.
Do you know what that address is?
Not like the exact address, but I know that it's on it's on.
There was one guy that was like dual badged. That might be him. He might be the one that has like 2 labels for 2 different entities.
Okay. So it's out of house?
Yeah. It's a out of house. And like room with 2, I believe, yeah.
Okay. All right. So how long were you at the birthday party, you think?
I left at around 11/11:30. And we went to
So you left around 11:30, is that what you said?
and we went, I would say around 11:30.
And you went to, what was it again? Okay. And then tell me what happened.
I met up with, and we went into like apartment, like the way their house is, they have like apartments.
Okay.
And then I saw Xana and Ethan there. We were just hanging out, talking for quite a while, and then me and went to the lodge, which is their like party wear with them. Like Ethan and Xana, we went with them into there, and we kind of just like danced and did whatever. And then me and left at 1:30ish, or no, yeah, like 1:30. And we went to one of my really good friends, her out of house. Like she lives in a house on Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
So it's 1:30 in the morning now.
Yeah.
So is that?
Do we know if her timestamps are correct? Because she's saying it's 1:30 when this is happening, but according to what we're getting from Lakeland's timestamps from the Snapchat pictures, they were back at King Road at like 12:40. Her and Bethany left at 1:30. Okay. Yeah, well, Bethany, okay, she's in Boise. She's an hour ahead. Okay. These time zone issues. I hate it. I hate it so much. Yeah. Okay. So it's really 12:30 then. So she's really saying that she left to go over there at 12:30? Okay.
Yeah.
So is she a female or a male?
She's a female.
Okay.
She's a. That's that. You need to know that at all.
Me and time zones are enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make a note of that.
The time zone thing is drives me crazy in this case. It's so bad.
Okay. So you guys get there around, you're thinking 1:30ish?
Yeah, like 1:30, and then Beth was like literally there for like 10 minutes, and
Okay.
she was like really tired and not feeling it, so she went home and she walked by herself.
So she walked from the tail
house
to
her apartment.
Okay. And then could you describe the state? Like, was she sober?
Yeah, she was pretty sober. She
So this
we
would
were
be
all
Dylan
like
then.
we kind of just like mentioned how like none of us could get like drunk that night. Like we just weren't really feeling it.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
And let me preface real quick. So just so you're aware, Cody and I, we are not out to get anybody, and we are not out to like dig dirt and
So, but she said, so the person that she's talking about right now is not drunk and walking home. That's like a mixture, because we know Bethany was, or at least the story is that Bethany was definitely more intoxicated than Dylan was. But Dylan is saying that they got a ride, that the Hayden guy that Lakeland was talking to got a hold of one of his sober bros and drove them back to 1122. So that's a little confusing.
punish for.
Let's listen some more.
Like none of us could get like drunk that night. Like we just weren't really feeling it.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
None of us could is an interesting term
Describe
to use.
the state. Like, was she sober?
Yeah, she was pretty sober. She we were all like we kind of just like mentioned how like none of us could get like drunk that night. Like we just weren't really feeling it.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
And let me preface real quick. So just so you're aware, Cody and I, we are not out to get anybody, and we are not out to like dig dirt and punish for
you are.
honesty. Honestly, if
Underage.
if you're underage drinking, we do not care at all.
Okay.
That's not. We are not worried about any of that. That is very insignificant.
Or drug use, stuff like that.
We don't care. All we're trying to do is find out exactly what happened in that timeline. So do not feel that I understand, we're the cops and you probably don't want to share a ton of stuff, and that's fine. But what we're trying to do is so much bigger than MIP or a drug charge or anything like that.
Right.
Our plans are to not, criminalize honesty at this point. Okay. So please feel free to tell us exactly. So, and I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying, don't feel like you have to cover for people. Some of the stuff we're already going to know.
Beep coming in. Somebody's calling in. Oh my God.
So, just be as brutally honest as you can. Okay. So, so again, how was 8?
She wasn't she might have been tipsy, but she wasn't bad at all or.
Okay. So not stumbling, not slurring,
So Bethany wasn't really all that drunk.
Couldn't take care of herself. Walking home was a bad idea, anything like that.
We pretty much knew that anyway, because Maddie is hella drunk. You can tell by how she's walking. But when the dog goes outside, it's Bethany and Maddie. So even though maybe Bethany had drank a little bit more, she wasn't anywhere near incapable. She also stayed up for hour and a half almost at the minimum, because we don't really know what time she went to bed. We just know that the 3 o'clock time frame is when we don't really see nothing else really happening for a little minute, at least nothing that they've showed us anyway. So she wasn't so drunk that she just got home and passed out. She drank a little bit and was hanging out pretty much just almost on the normal level. Same as Dylan. Okay.
Yeah, no, she was completely fine.
Okay. And how was your mental state? Were you?
I was very, very sober until I got to, and that's before she had or after she had left is when I started drinking.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. All right. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, I just want to make sure. So she's pretty sober, walks home, and then what?
I stayed at till about 3:30. And
real quick, who all was there with you at?
So it was me.
All of the families and all of the attorneys for the families all get notified when FOIAs release. When you pay for a FOIA, the family gets it the same time that you do. I know that personally based off of being told when people received things, but also from what the FOIA office told us. So Dylan and Bethany's attorneys probably got a copy of this. Dylan and Bethany also probably got copies of this sent off to whoever their representatives are. So, oh yes, they're now very aware that this is out there.
His friend, one of our really good friends, they were all there already, and
what's last name?
They're aware.
Do you have her phone number?
I do, yeah. But she was very, very drunk.
That's okay.
I don't think she will remember anything.
This is a different person that they're talking about.
Oh, yes, sir.
She did say that, right? That she didn't actually start drinking till Bethany left. That is kind of weird, but okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll just give you an example because it's been a long time now, so it doesn't, I guess, really matter. When the 12:55 to 2:30, 11:12 footage came in with no sound, Xana's mom, Kara, sent me her version of it. And not like a downloaded version, and then she sent me a file after she downloaded it. She forwarded me her email that had a direct link for her to be able to go into Zen 2 and access it. And I downloaded it, opened it, same shit. So yeah, no, they get the redacted bullshit that we get, even though they're the families. Yes, they sure do.
Okay, so was there?
Uh-huh.
Jenna?
One of my really good friends was there.
And how do you spell that?
Very odd. They should have full access to the full file. I don't get it.
Do you have his phone number?
I don't know.
Okay. So I'm assuming you, anybody else?
Oh, yeah. Which is like, let me look how he spells it.
Yeah, their stuff should be unredacted. I don't understand it. That's like what makes me mad sometimes about the Goncalveses. Like, I was listening to some more of the older interviews because you guys know I'm going back and getting stuff. And there was one in particular that I was listening to today. I can't remember what date it was. But
What's his phone number?
But Steve is like, in that interview, the Steve that we remember, demanding transparency, wanting documents to be out, literally stating the documents that are coming out in court is where all the real information is where all of the evidence is. That's where everybody should be looking. And I'm just like, oh my God, the complete 180. He literally says the documents are where everyone should be looking. Fast forward a year later, his wife gets on Facebook and tells everyone, don't even read the court documents. It is just the strangest shit. It is honestly just the strangest thing ever.
I don't have his phone number.
Okay. Any other names?
But he's a really good friend. He's been like a family friend of ours for a really long time.
Yeah, there really wasn't a lot redacted from his.
But you don't have his number?
We heard quite a bit. We heard quite a bit. We heard Bethany's name. Yeah, you're right. They really didn't take a lot out of Kai's at all.
Okay. Any other names sticking out to you that were there?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, yes. Her roommate showed up because closes their like parties.
That's the first one, bro. November 20th, 2022. I can see the anchor man in my mind's eye now. Yes, that's the first impression we ever got of Christy, was her and Steve calling into a local station. And it's a guy that they interviewed with a lot. I think it's the same guy that they interviewed with in front of the Moscow Police Department, where he's like, I paid for that, I own that kind of thing, the whole alpha, whatever. Yeah. The first impression we got of Christy was her not just calling Kaylee a brat, but then like, you know how I'll sit there and I'll like mock Ray or I'll mimic somebody by using my voice and da-da-da. Like, she did that with Kaylee about the brat thing with Jack. Yeah, that was my first impression of Christy. So I automatically did not really like her very much, but was still very much on Team Steve until more came out, and I can't support that. I just can't.
Usually on the weekends at a specific time. So she showed up. I can get like a timestamp of when I think she got there.
Thank you for the gift of membership, Scully.
I don't have a phone number, and she also lives there. So it's yeah.
And then
so I think she showed up around like 2:30. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And then they also have a roommate, but I don't know her very well.
Was she there?
No, I didn't see her. I never see her when I'm there.
Okay, just kind of keeps to herself.
I think she's with her boyfriend a lot.
Got it.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who she was talking about, but it's got to be one of Kennedy and Allie's other roommate. That Cambry name, I've literally only heard it once. I guess because she just wasn't there, so she wouldn't even have anything to say, right? Oh, Scully gifted 3 memberships. Scully gifted 3 memberships. Congratulations to those who get those. Thank you so much, Scully. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now that we know who you're there with, kind of describe. Already walked home. Now pick up where you left off.
Okay, so we just kind of played drinking games, and then we're all.
I don't know how. I mean, you, Sarah, Connor. There's like 2 other ones. I don't know how y'all were able to pick apart these context clues and figure out these people, because y'all come up with names and all the information, and I'm just like, how the frick did y'all do that?
Just definitely am very like impressed. Parties like mine was a kickback, and then at around 3:30, me and Jim walked home, but
yeah.
Was gonna spend the night. And then she ended up not. She just said like she just didn't want to, which is kind of that's very much like she'll say like, oh yeah, like I'll spend the night, or yeah, let's hang out, and then she's always just like, oh, I don't really want to. So that's just like very her. There's anything like weird or anything.
Sure. So you guys walked home.
What was that?
You guys walked home.
Yeah. So we dropped her off. Me and I dropped her off at 5, and like the way the like set up, just like lives like down the alley for me, so it's a very like easy like 30-second walk from my house to hers.
Let me ask you this: when you guys walked home, did you have to walk by house?
No, we walk. I don't know what road it is, but it's like kind of
Whose house is he are they blocking out about where did they walk by the house?
Did you have to walk by house?
No, we walk. I don't know what road it is, but it's like kind of where
house. Whose house?
I don't even know what road it's on, but
that's okay. I was just wanting to see the direction you guys were walking. Okay, so you never walked by house when you left.
No.
Okay. Other than not walking by the house, that's okay.
I think it's a Greek house.
I was just wanting to see the direction you guys are walking. Okay, so you never walked by house when you left.
No.
Okay. Other than not walking by the house, is there anything that
by the house? Are they blocking out King Road? What? I was really wondering, bro. I was really wondering.
Don't know what road it is, but it's like kind of where I don't even know what road it's on, but
that's okay. I was just wanting to see the direction you guys are walking. Okay, so you never walked by house when you left.
No.
Okay. Other than not walking by the house, is there anything that during your guys' walk home that stuff?
Refund. Refund. What? Wow. That's a stretch. If I've ever heard one. That's crazy.
Stuck out to you as odd.
No. And I was also so I wasn't very aware of my surroundings that much.
Sure, I got you. Okay, but nothing honest. That like you guys talked about.
She's like, I was drinking. I wasn't very, aware of my surroundings that much. At least she's honest. She's real honest.
Like, man, that was weird, or I think that person's following us, or that's out of place. Nothing like that.
No.
Okay. All right. So you guys walk home. What time do you think you guys got home, actually?
I want to say it's close to 3:30.
Okay, and this is after you dropped off, right?
Oh yeah. So then me and Alex went to DC, and we chilled out there.
Yeah, we're paying money for all of these redactions that are unnecessary and too far. The longer they have to take, the more it costs. So yeah, we're paying for things that shouldn't even be happening.
For maybe like 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then we went. Sorry, I'm on the phone, Kurt.
Okay. So you drop off, you and Allie stay together.
Allie.
Yeah, so went home, we went to D, and then we went back to and we just went to bed.
Okay. But you live at D, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, now, so we've got through that night, right? Did you guys do anything Sunday morning? I know it's already Sunday morning technically, but
yeah.
What we would consider, the next morning, right? After waking up.
Yeah. So I woke up,
What time?
I went home. Oh, I probably woke up around 11. No. Yeah, maybe like maybe close to 10:30.
Yeah,
Is usually
everything
when
on
we
the
wake
phone is
up.
wild. This was way important. It should have been.
And then I went back to Easy to shower, and then me and like my really good friend Fiji, we went to and like with his. We went back to, and then we were there for about like 20 minutes, and then we got the text message that there was a homicide on King Street.
Like she said, Cole.
And then it was like, you might want to like make sure, like you're the ones that you know.
Yeah, it could be Claire. Could be Claire. Let's listen one more time. See if we can figure it out.
With his.
No, he said she just said his. One more time.
Back to Easy to shower, and then me and like my really good friend.
That's definitely a Cole. Yeah. That's definitely not a. That's a. Yeah, what's the Fiji thing? Is that a sorority or a fraternity? Or I guess maybe they got both. It sounds like Cole.
Is usually when we wake up. And then I went back to Easy to shower, and then me and like my really good friend Fiji, we went
That's
to
cool.
and like with his. We went.
He said, "Yeah."
Back to,
she just said his. This is a dude.
Fiji, we went to and like with his.
Where
we
his?
Went back
yes,
to
Cole.
And then we were there for about like
back to
20
Fiji.
minutes, and then we got the text message that there was a homicide on King Street.
So she's been, when she's talking about all this going back and forth, Fiji has been part of that back and forth. They just let some of it out of the redactions.
Fiji, we went to
definitely sounds like Cole.
And like with his. We went back to and then we were there for about like 20 minutes, and then we got the text message that there was a homicide on King Street. And then it was like, you might want to like.
Okay, so I'll go back in a second, but that just reminded me of something else I heard Steve Goncalves say. So if you go to after the plea, when they went on Good Morning America, Steve said that the vandal alert is how they found out their daughter died. Okay? The vandal alert came out at like, what was it, 104? This day, when they come out and talk about it, like what we just heard on the strangers conversation, they sit there and say that it wasn't until the sheriff came and knocked on the door and told them to their faces that they actually realize that something bad had actually happened. But on Good Morning America, the one I listened to today, he straight up says that vandal alert is how they found out their daughter died, because they were talking about how the school sent out an alert and how did they get found out. And he was like, yeah, they have their own private system and they sent out a message and everybody else knew before we did. And yeah, that's how we found out with the vandal alert. No, you didn't. You knew way ahead of the vandal alert. You admitted that yourself. Every time they tell that story, it changes. I think that you would very well know the details of how you were informed that your child had been killed. So the fact that the story is constantly different is, I mean, I don't even have words for whatever the hell it could be anymore. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
And then me and like my really good friend, Fiji,
definitely Cole.
We went to and like
Christy's blood niece.
We went.
Christy's blood niece. And the other detail that we learned about that in the newer interview is that the niece's husband was at the university and found out about the situation and then contacted his wife, who is, again, Christy's niece. Sabrina is her name. Christy put that name out there, so if people want to be pissy about it being out there, be pissy with Christy. And she's the one who called and said something bad must have happened. I think Kaylee's been shot. And that was the first time that Christy had any idea that something was wrong. She gets it first from a blood relative down in the area. She gets it first from a relative, and then all the rest of it ensues. Her kids start getting phone calls. She's getting phone calls. They're apparently calling Maddie and Kaylee and Jack. And remind you again, Jack did not have his phone. He was sitting in the back of that cop car. He had his phone with him. We saw it in the body cam. They checked him before they sat him in the back of that car, and we see that he had his phone in his pocket. She's calling Jack. Jack's not answering for Christy. Or was there some sort of conversation that took place, and for some reason we're being told that there wasn't, because they also hide the 17-minute phone call between him and Kaylee from everyone and protect him for everything. So who really knows with that anymore? But it's just insane to me that the story that they keep telling about that day keeps changing. Everything except for the fact that they didn't get their asses up and go anywhere. I just can't believe that Steve again thought that coming out and saying, I was on call, I couldn't just leave and go down there. You dumb shit, it's your daughter. F that job. Are you serious? And then to even pretend like it wouldn't have been a very acceptable reason to pass the baton on to the secondary who's on call for the on-call, because that's how that shit works, especially at hospitals. Like I said, I don't know what the hell he thought he was doing, but he just made himself look worse.
Back to, and then we were there for about like 20 minutes, and then we got the text message that there was a homicide on King Street. And then it was like, you might want to like make sure like the ones that you know from King Street are okay. And I was like, oh, okay. So I called, she doesn't answer. I called, she doesn't answer, and then like 2 seconds later calls me back, and then kind of tells me what happened.
So it was Jenna who told you?
Yes.
Jenna.
Okay. Not
Jenna told
you
her.
called back, she didn't answer, and then Jenna's the one who actually called you back and
So
told
she
you
was
what had
calling the
happened.
girls, but the girls didn't answer.
Okay. Do you remember what she told you
So
exactly?
Jenna calls her back.
She had just said, I couldn't really understand her because I started freaking out, and she was really, really scared. But it was like lines against, saw a guy in a ski mask, killed Ethan, and then that's all I heard. And so then she was like, we're going to the police station, and I said, do you want me to come get you? Do you want me to take you there? Like, what do you need? And she was like, no, it's okay, someone's taking us. And then we hung up, and then it's also, so I went straight to his room, and he was with him, and he goes, I should check on, which is, they're really good friends. I would consider like a close friend, but not like my like really, really, really good friend. And then she's really upset and says, and we asked her, like, do you want us to come over? And she said, yeah. So, and drove to her apartment, and she lives in that. and I stayed there for about 5 minutes, and then I took a truck and was there with them all night until they and a few of them got to go to the hotel after.
So she went down to the police
station.
department with them,
Okay.
and then went to the
What
hotel.
hotel was that again? Okay. Now, were they just wanting to just stay there and only be around like certain friends or anything like that, or how did that how did you get invited to hang out with them, or how did that go down?
So we were all at me, her roommate, and then eventually one of their good friends and her boyfriend came.
Her roommate.
Okay.
But we were just like texting, all trying to get make sure she was okay, and that we just really wanted to see her. And so then once they left the police station, they was just like, you guys can come to the hotel. So we all just went as a group of us.
So it was a group of you guys. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Well, actually, it was only had left because he was really upset and just wanted to be by himself. I want to say he left before 5.
Who's that?
p.m.
Who left?
Was just like, you guys can come to the hotel. So we all just went as a group of us.
So it was a group of you guys.
They're worried about Jenna?
Yeah, it was. Well, actually, it was only had left because he was really upset and just wanted to be by himself.
If you don't know what the fuck a commentary reaction channel is, don't come into one's chat and try to tell people what the fuck to do. You look grown enough to know how platforms work and how to read things. It's literally called true crime reactions. What the fuck you think I'm doing here? Sitting here silent, twiddling my thumbs and listening to somebody else's audio. Do I ever do that? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm not playing with people no more. Shut up.
I want to say he left before 5.
Just get the hell out of here.
p.m.
Bye.
Okay.
And then
annoying as hell.
Me and drove to the hotel to meet up with them.
Okay. Around what time do you think that was when you got to the hotel?
I want to. I couldn't tell you exactly, but I do. I did get picked up.
There's always one. There's always one dumbass. And actually, that's the second time that exact same person has said something like that. Maybe even the third. I remember one in the chat before and one in a comment, and I just y'all don't even understand how many times I ignore these dumb shits before I finally go off. I let people make it so many times before I finally lose my shit. That's at least time number 3. No, get away. Bye-bye. Dumbass. Jesus Christ.
9:30. So, and I feel like I was there for a while, so maybe 7 or 6.
Who picked you up?
So my really good close friends, do you want their last names?
Yes, please.
That's an H name.
Okay, so
sounds like.
And I do have her phone number if you need it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So she went down to the police department to be with everybody and then went down to the hotel. So she was listening to quite a bit of what was going on.
Yeah, her first name.
How does she spell hate?
Then her phone number. And then I was also with I can't.
Does anybody know if anybody has ever tried to get security footage from the hotel from that night? Anybody? I'm curious as to if it's been denied already or if there's a possibility that we could get it, because a good investigator is not going to get the footage just to have it, just to see if somebody got wind of the survivors being there and are being real weird around the building and who's coming in and out. Duh. I wonder if we could get that. I haven't heard of anybody FOIA-ing it. I highly doubt I'm the first one to think of that. I'm going to see. I'm going to FOIA it.
which is her father. Are you ready?
Yep.
Wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, and these are the people who picked you up to go over there?
To the
No,
hotel.
they picked me up from the.
Oh, gotcha. This is on the way home, or on the way back?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so they picked me up from.
There's a lot of back and forth.
Hold on one second. Make a note.
Literally, it's just ridiculous. And then the
Okay,
fact that
how
it's
did
like
you-
at different.
I don't think I wrote it
intervals.
down when you said it. How did you get there? Who picked you up?
Drove in his car, so we just took his
You
car.
wrote from there. Got it. Okay.
With
Yeah.
Cole?
All right.
Somebody with it's a dude.
So that's how you got back. So you said you're there for probably a couple hours, you think? Maybe from 7 to around 9, something like that.
That's what we normally do on our members only Mondays, is usually open discussion. Like a lot of times I don't want to plan anything for those because I'd rather it just be, since it's just members, us just discuss stuff. You guys bring me whatever you want to talk about, answer any questions you guys might have that you still have for the cases that we cover here. Anything new you want me to pop up on the screen, we can talk about it real quick. Usually our Mondays are like that. So keep that in mind for Monday.
Tell us about just that whole experience while you were there. Start from the beginning.
Okay, so right when we got there, they were checking in, so we were able to see him right from the get go.
Okay.
They're all very sad, obviously. They started crying more when they saw us. Then we went to the room, and
that's what you don't understand, though, Kaylee. It is subscriber only. These idiots come in here, they subscribe and wait 5 minutes just to be able to do this and get kicked out in 30 seconds. It already is. That's how losery these little basement dwellers are. Time is precious, bro. You can't get them 5 minutes back. You might want to chill out.
they're with, I don't know her last name, and her boyfriend, and then was also there.
Do you know her last name?
I know, I don't know them, but I always see them around, and they're always with I always saw them around, and they're really nice and stuff.
Okay.
So we're all in one room. They were just kind of discussing, okay, we need to tell this person, they don't know yet, and you need to tell this person, and they're just trying to figure out what they were going to do with rides tomorrow, because they obviously all wanted to go home.
Okay.
So and went to another room because the police had
the blank and Jack, Murphy and Jack, the dog and Jack.
Okay, we need to tell this person, they don't know yet, and you need to tell this person, and they're just trying to figure out what they were going to do with rides tomorrow, because they obviously all wanted to go home.
Okay.
So and went to another room because
the dog and Jack went to another room. Okay, so Murphy and Jack, which I figured that they would have been, but it's interesting to hear. Okay.
The police had let them have 6 rooms just in case family needed to stay with them or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was in the room with me and for pretty much the whole night.
Should be coming up any minute here because it happened at the hotel.
And then was just pretty much on her phone the whole time. Didn't really talk too much either. We didn't want to ask them any questions. Obviously, we just wanted to be there for them. But there are times where kind of mentioned some things that she experienced, or which was that she saw a guy with a ski mask when she was in the house the night that it happened. She mentioned that he made eye contact with her and didn't seem to care about her. He just it didn't faze her that they were making eye contact. She also mentioned that she was kind of she didn't know if that had actually happened or if she was just out of it. She just didn't know, which was kind of strange to me, just because when we were at, I had seen her obviously, and she had also said that she just wasn't really feeling getting drunk, or it was really hard for her too, and she just wasn't really feeling it, and she really wanted to leave and go to with us, but she didn't end up going with us. And I don't know where she went. If I don't know where she went at all, because
while she's sitting there listening to Dylan tell the story, Dylan is telling people that she doesn't know if it's real or a dream, if she really saw the man in the mask or not, because she was so out of it. Not obviously caring that 24 hours before this, because now it's nighttime and no one's sleeping at the hotel, she just said to this girl's face at Sigma Chi that she didn't feel like drinking. She just wanted to go home. She just wanted to hurry up and get home, or go to Kennedy's and then go home. She wasn't drinking. She didn't feel like it. So when are the Goncalveses going to realize that Dylan is a liar? I mean, we know that Steve knows that. So when is he going to finally man up, be a big alpha, and come out here and tell the public how he really feels about Dylan? Because he already had issues. Why is he not paying attention to the fact that she wasn't drinking? This isn't just, oh, you're just taking what somebody said in an interview and running with it. Oh my God, those stupid Kohbergers. No. This is literally things coming out in reports. Dylan telling us herself the amount of alcohol that she's claiming to have drunk, and then knowing from how she was behaving and the way that she could just tell a story like that this was not the case. The drunk little scared girl doesn't work here. The excuse that was created for her doesn't work. It's all a lie. A six-figure one. I don't understand how the cops didn't question Dylan more. Does this person doing these interviews not understand how important it is of what he's hearing? Because it's like it was just written in a report as a fleeting sentence and then just put in the pile. It's like almost not even worth getting pissed off about anymore. I mean, I'm still pissed. But why is this the constant in this case? Ann Taylor should have used that. Ann Taylor should have used everything that we know about Dylan against her to get the truth about why there was an 8-hour delay and what really freaking happened that night. Because Dylan's the only one that claims to have actually seen anything. And she's the only one with an inconsistent story that was there. And then for her to just say that right in front of someone that she already told that she wasn't drinking, to me, if she's conscious of the fact that she just told Yesi this, because again, she wasn't intoxicated. She wasn't drinking. If she was, it wasn't doing nothing to her. She wasn't even tipsy. She was sober. She can't use, oh my God, I was so drunk. I don't know if it was real or not. I was so intoxicated. The alcohol was messing with my mind, is what she wants you to believe. Oh.
Obviously, and she had also said that she just wasn't really feeling like getting drunk, or it was really hard for her too, and she just like wasn't really feeling it, and she really wanted to leave and go to with us, but she didn't end up going with us. And I don't know where she went. If I don't know where she went at all, because she wasn't.
I remember seeing the Yesi Raho name and us being like, who the frick is that? So all of it was because the name was wrong. Yeah, I do remember seeing that name on there and wondering who the hell that was. Jesus Christ. I mean, how much could they have cared if they didn't even bother to do that? I mean, they couldn't have gotten the records from the police. Didn't she have to? Well, I guess maybe not if it's a phone interview. Like, I feel like in in-person interviews, they have to like show their ID and stuff like that. Like, I'd feel like that would be like a protocol, but it might not even be that. Like, you might not even have to do that. Yeah. And then to know that she's lying about calling Bethany. You see no movement from her. She's not calling Xana. She's not calling Kaylee to see where the yelling about someone being there is coming from, or what's going on with the crying coming down the hallway by Xana's room in the bathroom. She's not doing any of that. Bethany calls Dylan first, and then all of a sudden, Dylan is calling everybody else. You know, my cousin just sent me a story on Facebook about a realtor in Arlington, Texas, that stabbed a girl to death 100 times 14 years ago, and the case had gone cold, and she was just arrested like this week. And she stabbed this woman, this girl, 100 times to kill her. And for the last 14 years, she's been smiling in people's faces and showing them their forever homes. Like she didn't do that. People think that Dylan's not capable. She's there. She's familiar. She wouldn't be someone that they would be alerted to. She was there during the 8-hour delay. She looks freshly showered when the cops show up. People need to quit pretending like we're so out of our freaking minds for questioning this little liar. The fact that she's so protected by strangers who are supposed to be out here looking at things from the outside in, meaning you're getting the view of everything without being biased. How? Or is anyone still babying this? This is highly freaking disturbing. This is highly, highly disturbing.
Right. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. And then,
do you know why she didn't go with you? Like, is there?
I don't. I kind of I didn't like ignore her, but I was just like, oh yeah, like we can go.
Oh,
like
look, another one that
she was very ready to go.
Literally subscribed
She just did not
be dumbass.
So I think she kind of just ended up going home or something. I don't know.
Let me ask you this: when you guys actually left, was she still there, or had she already?
That's what I'm saying. She knew that she had to plant the seed in the investigators' minds that she was intoxicated. That's why she's using, I obviously was drunk. Obviously, I was intoxicated. I was too drunk to remember if this was real. That's why she said, I'm going to go back. I don't know if anybody's already done this. I feel like probably somebody's already done this. I want to go back in the interviews and start counting how many times she either mentions the fact that she was drunk, and also how many times she mentions the fact that she doesn't remember if it's real / or a dream. Because I'm telling you, she says those statements more than she actually gives real information, which is crazy.
Already left. Because like she was ready to leave, right? Based on what you're saying.
Yeah. I didn't see her. I didn't see her after. We kind of were just like, yeah, we'll go like, and just like a little bit, maybe stay a little longer. And I just didn't see her.
Okay, so when you guys left, it wasn't like you saw her and you left and she was still there. Like you guys just didn't see her anymore and you guys went.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay.
All of them. All of them. That's something I've been meaning to put like a small little video together about. It's on my list of 1,000 things. The story about the guy being outside of the house by the dumpster and Kaylee calling Bethany, that story was never repeated to anybody else until the crime took place. When you listen to Dylan tell it, she says, well, me and Bethany were talking and she said, when you listen to Hunter Johnson, everybody that's there on the 13th and gets interviewed, and everybody afterwards, basically, but that very first section of people is where it really became really noticeable. Every single one of them said, after talking, so you hear like the blank redaction, blank said, and then here comes the story. Well, I was talking to so-and-so and they said, and then here comes the story. Bethany is the only person that tells it in first person. Like Kaylee called her and told her this directly. Bethany is the only person that Kaylee seems to have told directly about that situation on the phone. She didn't tell anyone else. Not from what I've heard. There's been nobody else that gave a first person impression that Kaylee told them directly about that particular incident. Which I don't know why, but that's how it is. So when it's repeated a whole bunch of times, it does make it seem like it's more than one thing. It makes it seem maybe even heavier than it is. I mean, we don't really know what the hell was happening, but it gives a false impression that like, oh my God, everybody knew. No, they did not. No, they didn't. Which is another thing that really pisses me off about the Goncalveses, because they're out here being like, yeah, we knew about the stalker thing and we knew about the Winco thing. No, you didn't. You said so on November 23rd that you didn't know shit about shit. You, your son, and your second oldest daughter were sitting there and you were asked very directly about the stalking situations and you said no. And Olivia said that Kaylee was comfortable enough with y'all, which again is a strange statement to make considering that I would hope so, that if something like that was happening, she would have told them. Well, they adamantly denied any stalking again on November 13th, 2022. Go look it up. So he can't sit here and say now, oh yeah, we knew all about this. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And nobody else seemed to have known about that particular one either, except for Bethany. And it's a little bit strange. Now, the tree line guy, it sounds like, I don't really know. She could have had more people that knew about the guy in the tree lines, which is different than the dumpster guy in the front. The tree line guy is like in the backyardish area up by the parking area. And the dumpster guy is either like, I don't know if it's the dumpster in front of King Road or if it was the dumpster at 1112. The way that it's told is that it's the 1112 dumpster, but it could be the other one in front of the house. I don't know. But then we got the Winco situation. The way that I understood the Winco situation, I didn't hear anything about nobody trying to pop open Kaylee's door, because the cops didn't do anything to these guys. The interview was, they were basically just trying to ask out chicks. If somebody would have gone up in the camera after Kaylee got in the car and tried to snatch her freaking door open, I'm sorry, sir, that's attempted kidnapping. We wouldn't be having we just wanted to pick up some chicks for a date conversation. So why are the Goncalveses going around telling people that the person at Winco tried to open Kaylee's door? That's not true. That's not how the story has ever been told. Xana and who? Either Maddie or Bethany were in the car when that situation took place. The door never was reached. The guy was like right behind her, and then he chickened out apparently and turned around. And there's videos of them trying to approach girls for a little while, and they failed miserably. That's the story anyway. But then again, I've tried to FOIA that information, and they're telling me that it will be an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy if I were to hear those interviews. When all they got to do is keep the initials and redact the faces like they do everything else, but they won't let me have that. Take that how you want. I don't know why. No idea why. Yeah, it definitely wasn't Dylan. But it was either Maddie or Bethany. I can't remember which one. She didn't. She did not. This is redacted, by the way. No, she didn't. Yeah, at 11/23/22, I have a whole like list as I'm going and getting the older interviews. I'm writing them down on a list with the dates and like what the subjects are and who they talked to and who it was that they were talking. You know, who it was that was talking. Was it Steve? Was it Steve and Christy? Blah blah blah. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, they straight up said on the 23rd they didn't have any clue about stalking or any situations like that whatsoever, and now they're trying to pretend like they knew all this stuff, which I just don't get. I just don't get it. My God.
Was she talking to people? Was she hanging out by herself?
Yeah. No, she was with she was in apartment for a while, and then
now I've forgotten who the hell they're even talking about. Let's go back and then I'll.
You saw her. Why she didn't go with you?
I had seen that obviously, and she had also said that she just wasn't really feeling like getting drunk, or it was really hard for her to, and she just like wasn't really feeling it, and she really wanted to leave and go to with us, but
go to Kennedy.
She didn't end up going with us, and I don't know where she went. If I don't know where she went at all, because she wasn't.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. And then
do you know why she didn't go with you? Like, is there?
I don't. I kind of like. I didn't like ignore her, but I was just like, oh yeah, like we can go like in a little bit.
See, this is another thing I need to do a video about. It's not lost. See, there's a misconception because people seem to have gotten the information mixed up when it comes to the Kohberger interview. What we've been told is that Pennsylvania has the original interview with Bryan Kohberger being interviewed by Brett Payne and Shane Gilbertson from the Idaho State Police. What is missing is not the original Barrick recorded interview. What is missing is the pocket recording that was done by Gilbertson and the transcription that was apparently created for that pocket recording. So it's just a second copy, second recording of the same interview. The interview in Pennsylvania, the FBI will not let them release it. Even though it's Pennsylvania property, FBI has control because they were the ones in control of the arrest. So Pennsylvania is listening to the FBI and they're not releasing it. It's not lost. They might try to say that later, but that is not the case in this scenario. And we know about the transcription and the pocket recording of that interview being lost because I tried to FOIA it from both ISP and the Moscow Police Department. And both of them, well, Idaho State Police told me that because Moscow's the lead, everything got sent over to Moscow, and Moscow, aka the Amber chick I talked to, said that they've known for months that the pocket recording and the transcription from the pocket recording are missing. So while the second version that was recorded by the Idaho State Police officer that was there is missing, the original is not. I've heard that so much over the past like 2 weeks, and I don't know where the wires got crossed. They're hiding it from us for sure. We've seen a report about it. We know it happened. But what's missing is not the original interview. They just don't want us to have it, which I don't understand why if they got their guy, you know.
But she was very ready to go.
Yeah, no, she was interested, yeah.
So I think she kind of just ended up going home or something. I don't know.
Let me ask you this: when you guys actually left, was she still there, or had she already left? Because like she was ready to leave, right? Based on what you're saying.
Yeah. I didn't see her. I didn't see her after. We kind of were just like, yeah, we'll go like, and just like a little bit, maybe stay a little longer, and then I just didn't see her.
Okay, so when you guys.
So the way that Dylan tells the story is that she's at Sigma Chi and she says she remembers, because it's the one thing I guess she does without having to question it. She literally states that she remembers yelling back about if anybody wanted to go to Allie's. And then she said she left then. So she's saying that they left without Dylan. She's saying that they left without Dylan first. So they left to go to Kennedy and Allie's. And then when the Dylan didn't go with him, even though she wanted to leave. That's crazy. So then where did she go before she got over there?
Left. It wasn't like you saw her and you left and she was still there. Like you guys just didn't see her anymore and you guys went.
Yeah, I couldn't. No.
Okay.
And then here's the long ass redactions. Okay. I would love to know what the
I don't really want to do this.
I would talk.
Station. Hanging out by.
Okay, this should be where it starts.
Was she talking to people? Was she hanging out by herself?
Yeah. No, she was with she was in apartment for a while, and then we went to
that's true. She was with Gideon a bunch. But Gideon goes with her, I think, over to the party, right?
And she was in there with us, and she was just like, Ethan was talking to us, and it was just very chill and like relaxing.
Okay, so I guess what I'm getting at was she like.
Okay, so yeah, Dylan and Gideon left without Yesi and Bethany. They went to Allie's. By the time Yesi and Bethany got there, Dylan and Lakeland had left. Oh, so she didn't even see Dylan at Allie's. She just knew that she wanted to go there, but that they didn't go together. Okay. Yeah, because in that interview, Dylan does mention how like she left and then some other people came later. So some people must have showed up like in between then. Like in between Dylan getting there and leaving before Yesi got there, other people must have showed up too.
Was she participating in like people's conversations and things and she was just kind of bored and wanted to leave? Or was she kind of like absent even though she was there?
Very interesting.
She was on her phone, and her and I would talk. Like, that's when we had our conversation. Like, yeah, we're just not really feeling it tonight. Like,
okay. So just uninterested. Seems like she was there, but I don't really want to do this. Kind of bored.
Yeah, she really wanted to go to, but then that didn't end up happening.
Okay. All right. So other than, so obviously you were hanging out with them in the hotel room, trying to console your friends and do the right thing and be there for them, and you'd made a trip to get them food. Once you guys and them especially, like in some of the other core group, once they checked in, did they go anywhere after that, or were they there at the hotel for the rest of the night that you know of?
They were, they were there, but from what she was like talking about through the whole day, and when we were at the hotel, she was like, "Hey, Zach, do you want to go with me?" And he was like, "Yeah." But then I had left around 9:30, so I don't know, like, whatever happened with if like they ended up getting him, if he got a ride or anything like that. So. Okay,
so you were there till around 9:30, something like that. Mm-hmm. Anything else that?
So the last time that she saw Dylan before meeting up with everybody at the police station, it seems, was Sigma Chi, when Dylan was telling her that she didn't feel like drinking. She just didn't want to. She wasn't feeling it. Okay.
Anybody talked about it at all? What they'd heard, any other stories from like?
They never went down there. I mean, okay, I can't say they never went down there. I don't know when they went down there, but they did not go down there on the 13th because she says that the sheriff came. She is Christy. The sheriff came and gave them like a contact for the next morning, but she doesn't say like when they go. I don't know if they actually went down there the next day. I know that there is a portion of a security camera for not security camera, I guess like body cam, or I don't know where the hell it's from, but somebody has a piece of something. That's a video. And people think that it's Olivia in the driver's seat with the Goncalveses being there. I doubt that that's the 13th if that's the case, because we know that their asses didn't go down there. Like, we know that. That's why everyone's so angry. We know that. We don't see them there. We have hours and hours and hours and hours of cams. If they went, they definitely are lying and didn't go to 1122 because we would have seen it. So I don't know. I don't know when they went. I don't know if they showed up on the 14th, but you would think that they would have had to have talked to them in person. But I'm really questioning if that even happened because of how ridiculously hesitant and defensive Steve was about even being interviewed by the police. So I don't know how many appearances that he even made in front of the police before the arrest. We know that they were constantly arguing with each other. But I don't know. I wish I knew the answer to that.
Anything like that.
Of when they got down there.
Yeah, they had mentioned that Kaylee was very like uncomfortable because she felt like she had like a stalker. They told me a story that one time that she was at Winco and she saw a guy like following her, and that when she repeated, she went to her car, and her car was like parked like pretty down far, like in the rows or whatever.
Okay.
And that when she like got in her car, the guy was like right there. Like, I don't know like how right there, but they mentioned that like she just like saw him like very close to her car.
Was she by herself?
Me too.
What?
Was Kaylee by herself when that happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ever since she like moved in, she always mentioned how like she felt very scared there. Like she felt like someone was watching them. Like she just like did not like the environment there because she felt very
I don't remember hearing Kaylee feeling like that about
and her
the whole
car was
area
like parked
before.
like pretty down.
See, that really wouldn't even make any sense for Kaylee to like suddenly feel like that in that area, because the Whites are right in front of there, and that's where she lived. And she was always at 1122 anyway because Maddie lived there. So it's interesting hearing this. Now we know that there was issues, but the way that it's being described here is interesting.
One time that she was at Winco and she saw a guy like following her, and that when she went to her car, and her car was like parked like pretty down far, like in the rows or whatever.
Okay.
And that when she like got in her car, the guy was like right there. Like, I don't know like how right there, but they mentioned that like she just like saw him like very close to her car.
Was she by herself?
What?
Was Kaylee by herself when that happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said by her car. So I guess the trash can in front of King then, if she was parked in the parking lot and the story is, see, that's why I can't take a story that's being told like 2.5, 3 weeks later almost with the way that the game of telephone works. Like, you have to go back to the way that it was originally told, because I don't, this is different now. This is now her car next to her car and not next to the trash can. And location does matter, I guess, because you need to know like where the person was.
Stories from like anything like that.
Yeah, they had mentioned that Kaylee was very like uncomfortable because she felt like she had like a stalker. They told me a story that one time that she was at Winco and she saw a guy like following her, and that when she went to her car, and her car was like parked like pretty down far, like in the rows or whatever.
Okay.
And that when she like got in her car, the guy was like right there.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I don't know like how right there, but they mentioned that like she just like saw him like very close to her car.
Was she by herself?
That's
what?
Was Kaylee by herself when that happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ever since she like,
it's a good question. I would have to go back through the James Patterson book and the Amazon Prime series to get that answer. Because it wasn't that night. That night the Chapins were at the hotel. But it was really close in. Like, it was within the first week, I want to say. Like, before everybody was, like, gone for the holiday. I have all the Amazon episodes like recorded and stuff, so I'll go back in there and try to find the date that she says it, because I know that she mentions with context clues about when that happened.
Moved in, she always mentioned how like she felt very scared there. Like she felt like someone was watching them. Like she just like did not like the environment there because she felt very unsafe. And there was one time where she made a comment like, if anyone like came to our house and like tried shooting us, like I'd be the first one to go because of where her room is.
This is Dylan saying this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ever since she like moved in, she always mentioned how like
yeah, it sounds like it could be.
She felt very scared there. Like she felt like someone was watching them. Like she just like did not like the environment there because she felt very unsafe.
You realize that if this is actually about Dylan, then that makes it even worse. So you're saying that this is about Bethany? I can't tell if she says the name or not.
Pretty down far, like in the rows or whatever.
Okay.
And that when she like got in her car, the guy was like right there. Like I don't know like how right there, but they mentioned that like she just like saw him like very close to her car.
Oh, it's because
Was
of the
she
first
by herself?
thing. Okay.
But
Was Kaylee by herself when that happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ever since she like moved in, she always mentioned how like she felt very scared there. Like she felt like someone was watching them. Like she just like did not like the environment there because she felt very unsafe. And
now remember, we also heard in Bethany's 11/16 interview, she tells the police that about a week before that she heard a scream in the middle of the night and it freaked her out, and she tried to call. She says she tried to call the people in the house and nobody answered, but then she said, thinking about it now, I think I only called Maddie and she didn't answer. And she had somebody come and pick her up and take her out of the house that night. And she didn't say who. I don't know if we're ever going to figure out who that was, but she didn't mention who it was. I mean, I'm sure she told the cops, but we didn't hear anything about who it was. So if this is Bethany, which it sounds like it could be, she obviously just like did not like being there because a sound in the night and she has somebody come and snatch her up. And look what just happened in the body cam. You see Bethany trying to leave. And then what magically Jenna was like, oh, maybe this isn't the best idea, and turns around. So Bethany's just instant flight for everything.
like she felt very scared there. Like she felt like someone was watching them. Like she just like did not like the environment there because she felt very unsafe. And there was one time where she made
Bethany called 911, but Josie took the phone from Bethany. It came from Bethany. It was her on the phone first, but Josie took over the call.
a comment like, if anyone like came to our house and like tried shooting us, like I'd be the first one to go because of where her room is. So she never like really like felt safe there.
And she would mention that often?
No, she just like mentioned it like once. She was just like, yeah, like if anyone ever tried coming in here, like I'd be the first one to go.
Okay. Who brought up the stalking thing? Who was it who said that?
I want to say it was, and then they all kind of just like, yeah, like I feel like it was the only one talking like that when we're at.
It was an odd statement.
Let me ask,
and like sometimes would like chime in a little bit, but it was very like yes or no, like yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. How well did you know like Kaylee and Madison and Ethan?
I didn't know Kaylee like at all. I only ever saw her at their house.
Okay.
I knew Maddie just because that's she introduced me like the first like tailgate our freshman year. She was really like everyone said, she was really sweet, very like welcoming. I would never like have like long conversations with her, but I was closest to Xana just because Xana's a very like outgoing, like loves giving hugs when she sees people that she like seeing, and she'd always like hug me and like get really excited when I come over. And then Ethan, I didn't really get close to him until he started dating Xana. And like that night that we were at, that's when like him and I, like that's when like I actually had like a full on like conversation with him.
That night.
How long had they been dating? Do you know?
Since last year during like the spring, I want to say.
Okay. Does like or are they currently dating anybody, or were they at that time? Or?
Yeah.
Dylan and Bethany's boyfriends or whatever. Well, Bethany was sleeping with Kai Davis, according to Kai. But he was also in pictures and stuff. I think he was in the pictures at the formal on Friday. I mean, the party afterwards at the house.
But did you know if like Kaylee or Madison had boyfriends or anything like that?
Yeah, Maddie did have a boyfriend. His name's John.
Okay. Let's listen.
Do you know his last name?
He didn't? Oh, what did I do here? Hold on. He didn't mention Xana's name? I was reading the chat. I didn't even realize it. Let me go back.
Closest to Xana just because Xana's a very like...
Okay, let me ask you this. How well did you know like Kaylee and Madison and Ethan?
Oh. He did skip right over Xana. That's crazy.
I didn't know Kaylee like at all. I only ever saw her at their house.
That's wild.
I knew Maddie just because that's she introduced me like the first like tailgate our freshman year. She's really like everyone said, she was really sweet, very like welcoming. I would never like have like long conversations with her, but I was closest to Xana just because
don't trust the Amazon
Xana's a very like outgoing, like loves giving hugs when she sees people that she like seeing, and she'd always like hug me and like get really excited when I come over. And then Ethan, I didn't really get close to him until he started dating Xana. And like that night that we were at, that's when like him and I, like that's when like I actually had like a full on like conversation with him. So
how long had they been dating? Do you know?
Since last year during like the spring, I want to say.
Okay. Does like or are they currently dating anybody, or were they at that time? Or?
Yeah.
Talking about Dylan, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of information in here. This girl is like telling it everywhere. I don't feel like she's lying about anything. Lots of info, that's for sure. I just wish it wasn't so damn redacted because it makes it so difficult to figure out even like the regular
But did you
words.
know if like Kaylee or Madison had boyfriends or anything like that?
Yeah, Maddie did have a boyfriend. His name's John.
Jake.
Do you know his last name? Okay, and then did you know if Kaylee had a boyfriend or anything, or?
I kind of like did. They always said like, yeah, like Kaylee has a boyfriend, but I never like would hear about him.
Okay, all right, and you never really hung out or talked to Kaylee unless you were at their house.
Kaylee did not have a boyfriend.
Yeah, like even then, I would barely see her there.
Okay, how often do you think you'd been in that house? Like, is it some place you'd been?
What does that mean? Don't say something like that and not tell me what you mean. I have no idea. I have no idea about a history between Xana and the Laramies and Maddie and them. What do you mean? I didn't even know that Jack and Kaylee knew Xana from before college until Jack's interviews. So if there's some sort of beef between those families, I would kind of like to know. Because, you know, there's a lot of problems here. So that's interesting. I also didn't know that Jack Ducour worked with Jasmine before somewhere, which that was interesting to hear too. Yeah, I'd like to know whatever you might have facts on when it comes to that.
And often, because you knew, and stuff, or were you never really there that much? Like how often would you say you were there?
I go pretty often, like twice every week or so.
Okay. So
yeah,
I would call that often. Yeah. Often enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like call or whatever to get inside? They'd unlock the door. Like how were the doors unlocked? Like how was a typical, if you just were going to go over there and hang out, how would that kind of go down?
I would always call to come get me before I even got to the door, just because I didn't want to walk upstairs by myself with everyone there.
Gotcha.
Or they just always just open it for me. I know that
It sounds so different.
From what I experienced, they were picky about the door code, not even at it, or they barely gave it to her. So I don't even know if even really has it. I just remember that was a conversation at one point.
Gotcha.
A while ago.
Gotcha. So they were trying to do the right thing and keep their house as secure as they could.
Yeah,
she's the only person telling that story. Because according to everybody else had the code, and the damn thing barely locked all the way correctly. Sometimes when the front door would be shut, if somebody was just trying to swing it shut, it would bounce back and not clasp. And then we had an issue with the back slider that pretty much everyone knew that if you did this thing with your finger, it would just come open even if it was locked from the inside. That's what we've been told. She's the only person really claiming that there was any sort of carefulness happening.
Never were just you can just open it yourself. Yeah.
Was there, and again, this is not to get anybody in trouble or anything like that. When you were there, was it just a big party house, or was it just kind of occasionally? Was it a well-known party house? Kind of describe how that place was.
I would say they definitely had people over a lot. My friend is in a very well-known fraternity, so they would have people over quite a bit.
Okay.
But it was never every single day there was a party. It was they had their close friends.
Yeah, Olivia is the one who came out here telling everybody it was a party house and giving it this aura right off the bat. But now they want to come out and complain and be like, oh my God, if they would have called 911 anyway, then people would have been asking why they thought it was so bad. What kind of house do you live in? Oh my God, you literally came out and told us party house. When you say party house in college, that means that's where you can do all the snow at. That's where you can do all the pills at. That's where you can go do all the dumb shit at. That's what a party house is in college. It's amazing the things that they came out and started themselves and then get mad at us for. It's really wild.
Over on the weekdays, and then on weekends they would have something here or there, every other weekend.
Okay.
Let
me ask you this: of the times that you've been over there, I would assume you've gone over for some parties, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Of the parties that you've been to, where it's not just
this, they said that the code from before had not changed, and basically the whole time that Maddie had lived there, which was 2 years, I believe, that the code had stayed the same. So even when the leases switch out, they don't switch out the lock code. They just, they're supposed to, but for some reason it had been a long time. So anybody who knew anybody that lived in that house for the last 2 years, which with the rotation of rooms, I mean, damn, thousands, if you really want to, maybe not that ridiculous, but probably probably a couple hundred altogether. The entire college campus, all of the friends that are all intertwined with all of the people that would come in and out of that house. I mean, and it's probably something easy too, well known. Yeah, she's the only one that's made it sound like they were careful, but that's just not really the. Maybe each individual was maybe careful on who they gave it to, but that doesn't mean that collectively they were careful. Does that make sense?
Like the close friends, but like where there's, people over there. Were there ever any like, issues, altercations, fights, things getting broken, stuff like that you can remember? People
no.
getting kicked out, like, hey, don't come back here.
No.
Okay, so even though it was a party, it was pretty respectful, so to speak.
Yeah, like there would be times where, like, obviously, like I'm sure you're aware, like some fraternities don't like each other, so there'd be times where there'd be a majority of like, and like if they saw someone like, oh, this guy's not very like, they would kind of like, they'd make it well known, but they would never kick anyone out, and everyone would still like hang out with each other and vibe. It was just like they would talk about it, like, oh, do you see?
Didn't Peter say that Ethan never wanted to like be a dick to like try to kick people out when it was needed, but that Peter had no issue going over there and handling it? I swear that's what he said.
The guy who's here or whatever.
Okay. Was there a party there that Saturday night?
No, but on Friday they had their Pi formal, and so everyone went over to their house. Like quite a bit of people went over to do like a pregame before we went to the formal.
Okay, I got you. So not that Saturday night, but the Friday night they had some people over.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else about the place in general that you can tell us that maybe sticks out? Or I'm not necessarily talking about Saturday. I just mean things that happen or go on there.
I don't know.
Or things that you've heard them talk about.
Other than that, like they just felt like someone was like constantly watching them.
Now they all felt that way?
Or just like would mention that a lot.
Do you know why she would say that? Like, did she ever tell you about, or like give you an example?
Yeah, she just felt like weird. Like it was kind of like a feeling for her. And like where their living room area was, they had like no like what's it called? Like a curtain where like the front door is, like where you can like see from outside to the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt that way. I was always kind of like weirded out that we could like see.
What the shit is she talking about? You can't see the living room from the front door. The living room is on the second floor, and the front door. No, you can't. You can't even see the living room from the kitchen slider. What the frick is she talking about?
Just like weird. Like it was kind of like a feeling for her. And like where their living room area was, they had like no like what's it called? Like a curtain where like the front door is, like where you can like see from outside to the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt that way. I was always kind of like weirded out that we could like see, like I could see people before I would even go in.
Oh, you mean like no blinds or something like that?
Yeah, like it was very like open, I guess.
What are you doing looking in the windows on the second floor? Because a window, what? A window not having a curtain on the second floor does not equal everybody and their mama can see through your window. But you're talking about the front door. No, the front door, you can't even see past the wall to see up. What is she talking about? What the shit is she talking about? Is she confused about what house they lived in? What is she talking about?
Like a curtain?
No, because the sliding door in the kitchen, you walk into the kitchen and all you see is the kitchen. You don't even see that there's a doorway to walk into the living room from the slider. What? It doesn't even work. The front door is on a whole nother floor. Okay, you know what, lady? I think you might be confused about where they lived.
And like where their living room area was, they had like no like what's it called? Like a curtain where like the front door is, like where you can like see from outside to the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt that way. I was always kind of like weirded out that we could like see, like I could see people before I would even go in.
Oh, you mean like no blinds or something like that?
Yeah, like it was very like open, I guess.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
That was weird.
Anything? Let's go back to the hotel stuff. Before you left, was there any other stuff that was talked about or anything brought up about that night, or about the person that saw? Any description of what she saw? Anything like that?
She just mentioned that she saw a guy with a ski mask on, like a black ski mask.
Okay.
And she mentioned that was the one that
I can see that, but that's
saw
still not the
Xana
living room. I don't know.
in the room.
Okay.
And then yeah.
Okay, so she didn't talk about the
Yeah, I guess
like
that's the only thing.
when she woke up that morning after or anything like that.
I remember read a message out loud from like after we all got the homicide text message. Kind of like text like, hey, like, are you alive? Like totally like not thinking this could be my own friends. And she was just like, yeah, but Xana, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee aren't. So that was the only thing that I could.
Okay, but that was from that earlier that day. Okay.
Was that from Dylan or Bethany that sent that? I'm gonna assume Bethany.
Yeah.
Okay, so she didn't talk about the like when she woke up that morning after or anything like that.
I remember read a message out loud from like after we all got the homicide text message.
I'm trying to like figure out the consonant that she's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so she didn't talk about the like when she woke up that morning after or anything like that.
I remember read a message out loud from like after
from Dylan. Dylan. So this is Dylan saying this.
Morning after or anything like that.
No, they didn't.
I remember
they were awake.
Read a message out loud from like after we all got the homicide text message. Kind of like text like, hey, like, are you alive? Like totally like not thinking.
No, it couldn't be Jenna because Jenna already knew this person would have texted Dylan after the vandal alert.
Out loud from
when she woke up that morning after or anything like that.
I remember read a message out loud from like after we all got the homicide text message
from vandal alert.
Kind of like text like, hey, like, are you alive? Like vandal totally alert. Like not thinking this could be my own friends. And she was just like, yeah, but Xana, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee aren't. So that was the only thing that I could.
Okay, but that was from that earlier that day. Okay.
It's an odd way to respond, but alrighty.
Okay. Anything else in your opinion
Dylan.
That sticks out to you?
Twice.
From that night, from the hotel, from their house, anything. Really weird. I don't care how small you think it is. Anything else that sticks out to you that you think we should know?
We are under the understanding that on Friday night that pong table was in the kitchen. But there's a picture that Lakeland took of Dylan on the couch at 1:33 in the morning, and you can see the pong table. So it was there prior to the crimes, where it was when the cops showed up. But on Friday, apparently it was in the kitchen.
I mean, like during the party, Ethan and Xana had like, so it's called the lodge, and then if you go up some stairs, you can like oversee everyone.
Okay.
And at one point, like went up there by themselves and just kind of like was watching everyone dance and hang out. So maybe I don't know, someone could have maybe gone mad that they did that or whatever. They were very in love and like just loved hanging out and didn't know like.
Okay.
What? So at one point, Xana and Ethan go like up to a balcony type area where they can just watch people dance in the lodge, and people got mad at them for that? Is that what she just said? That's a weird. What is she talking about? What the hell?
Oversee everyone.
Okay.
And at one point, like,
yeah, and then they were just all like in love and what are you? What?
From that night,
This is
from
weird.
the hotel, from their house, anything. I don't care how small you think it is. Anything else that sticks out to you that you think we should know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, like during the party, Ethan and Xana had like, so it's called the lodge, and then if you go up some stairs, you can like oversee everyone.
Okay.
And at one point, like went up there by themselves and just kind of like was watching everyone dance and hang out. So maybe I don't know, someone could have maybe gone mad that they did that or whatever. They were just.
Someone would have gotten mad that that the boyfriend and girlfriend that have been boyfriend and girlfriend for months walked away to have a minute alone. Somebody would have gotten mad.
They were very in love and like just loved hanging out and didn't know like.
Okay. All right. And as far,
I need her to make an appearance, Mrs. Ma'am, and make whatever the hell you just said make some sense. I don't know what the hell.
as far as you can tell, I know you said you really only met Ethan that night, but he seemed in a good mood, pretty jovial, having a good time.
Yeah, anytime I'd go over, he was always there, and he was always very like, would love to talk to everyone and like starting couples.
Yeah, why wouldn't you follow that up with what do you mean? Who would get mad that Ethan and Xana, the couple that are together, walked away by themselves for a few minutes? Who would have gotten mad about that? What do you mean by that? Why is there no pushback? That's very strange.
Good, pretty jovial, having a good time.
Yeah, anytime I'd go over, he was always there, and he was always very like, would love to talk to everyone and like starting conversations. So
Okay, and
he was always.
And Xana was in a good mood that night, having fun.
Oh yeah, she was.
No drama, I guess is what I'm getting at. You didn't see anybody have any drama or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. What's that?
I got a couple things.
Yeah, fire away, dude.
Hey, this is Cody again.
Hey.
Hey, I just got a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
So some of these questions are going to kind of be, there's really no other way to ask them than bluntly. But I kind of wanted to like, just kind of go back and remind you, like, we don't care about underage drinking or drug use or any of that kind of stuff.
Weird
And
preface, you've
so
already
as
said that,
far
but okay.
as drug use goes, I know it's a college town. There's a lot of drugs. Do you know anybody or, that use drugs just for partying, whether it be party drugs or marijuana or anything else like that?
Yeah, I do actually. There would be a few times where would mention that like, and because everyone would kind of go to Xana's room and she'd always just mention like, yeah, they're like doing cocaine, and it was just like, oh, okay. Like,
Okay.
I don't know if specifically like she would use it or Ethan would use it or anyone, but I know like they would go to her room and she was always in there and Ethan would be in there. But there'd be like a few of them, and I know that girlfriend, she does cocaine as well. So.
Okay.
Now they're saying snow, but we also know that they do that with Adderall.
You mentioned it was like Xana's room. So was Xana maybe the one that would usually have it, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just the way like it'd be like, oh yeah, like don't go in there. They're kind of like they're doing cocaine. It always just sound like it was like Xana's and a group of them doing it or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any idea where they would be getting it from?
No idea. I don't do it. I don't care for it. I don't like look into it or anything.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What about anything other than, and so do you know if, I know you said you didn't really know Kaylee very well. Do you know if she used cocaine or any drugs on occasion?
No, she didn't really. Yeah, and it's just like my personal opinion. She doesn't look like she would.
Okay. What about Madison?
I think she maybe would try it, but she's very like. Maddie was a very like clean girl aesthetic, like very like likes to work out and take care of herself, and like loved everything very organized. So I don't see her doing it at all.
Okay. And then Xana and Ethan, obviously.
Then why did you just say that she tried it? Just to then backtrack and say no. Why didn't you just keep it at no?
You know, would party a little bit with that.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear anything? Did ever say anything else besides cocaine, like any other types of drugs?
No.
Okay. And then what about? Do you know if she?
No, I don't. That I know of, she's never mentioned it or anything.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and then also on top of that, and this is just kind of a, when you put a lot of girls in a house, you know, we all went to college. Like I had lots of roommates and all that kind of stuff. And was there like, do you know like what the like? Oh, this person was the dirty one, and this person was the super clean one that was always cleaning up the messes, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because there's always, you know, there's it's almost impossible not to have some sort of like little tensions and pet peeves about each other when you live together like that. You know what I mean?
No. Oh yeah, I know that Xana was always very like, okay, like who didn't do their chore? Like she was very like.
It's on the lowest setting. It should be like every 20. That's crazy as shit. That's crazy as shit. You know, usually when these finish and the ads set in and everything process, I always go back in and take out like 2/3 of the ads. The last like week, they've had them literally every minute and a half to 2 minutes. Starting at like minute 1 and 1 second, here's the first ad. And then like literally every minute and a half after that. And I have to go in there and take them all out even more now because they're squishing them all in together. That's a little crazy.
Like, let's keep our house clean. Like, do your stuff, guys. Like, she was always like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's supposed to be like
never mentioned like them
18
like
to 20.
Oh my gosh, like I had the
20.
worst day ever. Like my roommates did it. Like it was never like that. I think they all got along very, very well.
Okay, so nothing, no major riffs or issues between
like
them.
there was no like no drama at all. It was always just like could you chore. If you're gonna leave your leftovers, like don't let them get moldy, like that kind of stuff. But
yeah. Okay. And then the other one too is or the other question is around relationships. And I know that you know, sometimes what, you know, people can cheat on other people or they can have side pieces or things like that. You know what I mean? Do you know do you know anything like that? Do you know if any of the girls had side pieces or like if they had booty calls that they could call every once in a while, or were you ever really involved in any kind of like did you have that type of knowledge about? I mean, maybe because it sounds like you were pretty good friends with her, but you mentioned she didn't have a boyfriend though, right?
Yeah, so there was never like drama with boys or like boyfriends. Xana and Ethan had a very good relationship. So did Maddie.
I'll just pause and say that's a lie because there was a fight there. That there's text messages between either Dylan or Bethany and Sergeant Blaker where they're discussing these like three guys that got into a fight. So that's not technically true.
Her boyfriend. I never, like I said, I wasn't close with Kaylee, but they never mentioned like, oh my gosh, Kaylee and her boyfriend got a really big fight. They never said anything like that.
Just sounds funny coming from like an older guy. And you know, he probably, I mean, I don't know what the guy looks like, but just like the way he sounds, he's probably like got a mustache, older. It sounds funny. Oh no, we got redactions. Let me go ish. My God, come on. So many redactions.
Okay, so nothing like crazy drama, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, never.
They're hard questions to ask and they're hard questions to answer, especially, after something like that, because nobody wants to talk bad or nobody wants to talk about the dirty side of things. You know what I mean?
No.
But in order to get an entire picture of everything going on, those kind of questions have to be asked, and they, as hard as they are, they got to be answered. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, makes sense. But no, I would never say like anything bad. The only thing that is like odd was that there was a guy who was like really, really, really like Xana for a very long time, and she had maybe she probably thought about dating him at one point.
Peter,
but then she got with Ethan. He's a kind of like, I think he's gotten quite a bit of trouble with his house.
The other Mason, the drug dealer. I think that's who she's talking about, but I thought Xana actually dated that guy.
There was a guy who was like really, really, really like Xana for a very long time, and she had maybe, she probably thought about dating him at one point. But then she got with Ethan. He's a kind of like, I think he's gotten quite a bit of trouble with his house. So I'm not really sure if he's really or not, but from what I know.
What I understood is that they dated, but that he got, that's why it was odd to us when we started finding out about previous, be it hookups, relationships, doesn't freaking matter, honestly. But obviously Xana just wasn't like just single, not doing anything or trying to get close to nobody before Ethan. And they make it sound as if like, oh my God, she called Emily's mom when her and Ethan became a thing because it was her first ever boyfriend and she was so excited. And maybe like in an official capacity to where they're like living together and stuff like that, because that is a lot different. But this guy right here is pretty important, I think, because there just seems to be a lot of jealousy around Xana and Ethan. And with the conversation that Peter is claiming that he had with Ethan that night about it being really difficult to date Xana, I wonder if maybe home dude over here was like reaching out again, maybe there was issues, and maybe that's why he was getting messages from this Erica person about getting cheated on. And remember, some people think that this Erica thing is an app. The Erica app does not send notifications. The Erica app is basically like putting your phone on airplane mode, but for specific things like social media and stuff that's not important, so that you can study without being, tested. It basically puts your phone on lockdown. Like, how people have those like, which are crazy in my opinion, okay, these like lock boxes that they put their phones in and they have a timer on it and they just stay off their phone for X amount of time until the timer goes off. It's pretty much like that before, like it's an internal app for you being in school and not wanting to be interrupted. So the whole point of it is for it not to go off, not to let a notification through, not to light up because something's happening on your phone. So for it to have been Erica sending a notification, that would completely defeat the purpose of what the app does. And when we first learned about that, somebody in the chat had gone in and downloaded it and sent me their screen recordings of it. And she was trying to get messages and calls in as it was active, and there were getting no notifications, not even an Erica notification saying, hey, you missed a text message, or hey, you missed a phone call, or anything like that. So was this Mason guy maybe saying something? Was somebody at the party saying something for Xana going off with Ethan? I don't know. Everything with Erica, everything about what happened that night, none of it makes any sense. Everything that seems to have taken place was an out of the ordinary type situation. Almost everything. The same way that everything after we have an arrest doesn't equal where it needs to go for it to make a story, for it to complete what's happening. This whole thing is very just the weirdest shit ever. The literal weirdest shit ever.
He's always been nice to me, but he did really, really like Xana.
Okay.
That's the only thing like that I can think of. And Maddie was, she obviously had her boyfriend. I think she might have at times come off really flirty, like when she's drunk, but she never like cheated on her boyfriend or anything.
Okay.
Was that about Maddie? Because if that was about Maddie, then that's not true.
I think he's gotten in quite a bit of trouble with his house. So I'm not really sure if he's really is or not. But from what I know, he's always been nice to me. But he did really, really like Xana.
Okay.
That's the only thing like that I can think of. And Maddie was, she obviously had her boyfriend. I think she might have at times come off really flirty, like when she's drunk. But
nobody knows what Erica is. There's people that assume that they know who Erica is, but anybody claiming to know 100% is not being honest with you. There's no information that has been officially released that even mentions Erica. That was placed in that crappy ass book. And remember, I have FOIA'd the timeline where that apparently came from, and MPD is telling me that the damn thing doesn't exist. So until we get the physical record from the police with any additional information, no one, I don't care who they are, has an answer to that question. People can assume, people can make a very great educated guess, which is what we're all doing out here because we don't have everything. But there's no way that anybody could confirm ever that it isn't a certain person because we don't have any information. So don't just, maybe just don't listen to everything everybody tells you. Just, be kind of careful. Be careful with that.
She never like cheated on her boyfriend or anything.
Okay. And you mentioned.
So was that? See, I'm talking again. Was that about Maddie?
Think of and Maddie was.
Yeah, that's not true. She cheated on Jake with Connor over the summer. They kissed. They made out in Mexico or Cancun. Whatever.
Their relationship or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. That's the problem. And then it also makes it even worse and even more difficult and more impossible to figure out because it's not coming from like Ethan's phone records, like a lot of the other stuff from Ethan's accounts, on the log are. It's considered work product, which makes it where you can't really have it. It falls under different regulations unless eventually something shakes. But being work product makes it like a whole different level of, you can't have it. Unfortunately. It's redacting right here. There's only about 7.5 minutes left. Kissing is definitely
but she didn't have
cheating.
anybody that was like super interested in her or anything like that during that you know of at least.
Yeah, no.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, I know this was like over an hour now that we've been talking, so I really appreciate your time that you've given us and all the answers that all the stuff and the tough answers and drug use and sex and all that kind of stuff. I know that's tough, but I guess the only other question I really have is like, do you have any idea like who could have done this?
Yeah, that's the time of the second one. Yeah, it is odd. So did she okay, I think we talked about this before. So is it possible that she saw like what she would consider another guy's clothes on the floor in the second floor bathroom? I think that's what we talked about. Do you think that she sent him a picture? Well, no, that wouldn't have worked. Hey, Christina. Yeah, I don't think that would work because there's also one at like 5 something. Like in between Xana getting back from where she was after the whites and taking a nap. There's a message in between there. Yeah, we have talked about that. See, if it was just the one time, then yeah, I mean, that is really weird. I mean, it could have been Lakeland saying something or somebody else saying something, and maybe Lakeland took a picture of what seems to be another guy's clothes on the bathroom floor and sent it to somebody else who then messaged him about it, or she herself. I mean, yeah, it could be. Just the fact that she sat there and admitted that she took pictures of the guy's clothes on the ground is just freaking weird.
And why?
I haven't like thought about that because like thinking that it could be like someone that I know like is really scary. But I don't know. I don't know anyone in my life that would have the heart to do that.
I'm just not
but
seeing
people
that.
can be crazy,
Welcome.
obviously. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
but I really
people be
don't.
crazy.
There
girl.
was this time where I emailed my.
Your what? You emailed your what? Oh, thank you for the $4.99, Laura. Thank you. Thank you for being in here. I appreciate that.
So I said that in the tip, which I don't know if you guys need to know that again or whatever, but.
What was his?
Oh, so she sent in an
I don't
actual
know if I
like
read
tip
that part in
of
here.
information.
Yeah.
In here?
I can so his name's.
Yeah, I'd like to know where to go right here.
It's in here. Sorry,
I'd like
I
to
must
know.
have missed it there for a second. Yeah. Okay.
So let's kind of talk about that for a quick second. I know you probably want to get off the phone at this point, but why did that creep you out a little bit, like to the point that you had to mention it in the tip?
Just because like I had mentioned in the email that like that I was going home because like somewhere like my good friends were involved and whatever, and he was just like, don't feel bad at all, like don't stress about it. I also live on King Street, so I'm shaken up about it. So I don't know. I just like to me like him mentioning that he lived on King Street. He could have like seen something. He could have heard something. He could have potentially like
I wonder who that
see
guy
them
is.
when they're in the living room or whatever.
So does she think that her professor or whatever is a creep? Because she went from saying, you know, just because in case he might have heard something or seen something or, you know, maybe seen them through the window in their living room. Does she think that he's a creeper? That's what it sounds like.
He was just like, don't feel bad at all. Like, don't stress about it. I also live on King Street, so I'm shaken up about it. So I don't know. I just like to me like him mentioning that he lived on King Street. He could have like seen something. He could have heard something. He could have potentially like see them when they're in the living room or whatever.
Okay.
So it just kind of, I should probably tell someone just in case he might have seen something or.
So that was after Saturday that he had mentioned that?
He mentioned it in an email I sent him on, I want to say Sunday night.
So afterwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have his number because he's probably got to get a hold of him, or is that no?
No, I have his like student email, like what I email him on. If you want to know that.
Yeah, I'll take his email.
I was about to say, I wonder who this is. Who is a professor or who is a TA that lives there? I mean, there's probably more than one really that lives in that spot. Where's those apartments all right there? And those houses, I mean, it's like a clown car. There's people upon people upon people. I wonder if they have the email. I mean, if all he did was mention that he lived on King Street, there's really nothing bad about it, but that's still just where he might have seen them through the window.
Yeah, and just like in class, he always seemed very like tired. Like his eyes were always really red, and he would like his hair was like never like done. It was like messy.
Kinda
like he just like he'd always be like stressed out in our classes.
She thinks he's a creeper.
But that was like from not just like recently.
She
Like
thinks
he just woke up or something?
Yeah, like he just seemed very like just like really out of it in our classes. But he was a good teacher, so
He's a good TA, but he's disheveled all the time. His eyes are red like he's always high. He never looks like he takes a shower because his hair is all over the place. And he might have been looking at them through the window. You might want to talk to him. It's a little weird. Girl thinks her TA is a creeper. Who is she talking about? I need to know.
never like done. It was like messy.
Kinda
like he just like he'd always be like stressed out in our classes. But that was like from not just like recently.
I've never seen a
Like
name
he just
named
woke
Jonah.
up or something?
Yeah, like he just seemed very like just like really
I've never heard that name
Okay.
before.
But he was a good teacher.
Interesting.
Okay.
She thinks he's a creeper, though. You
Real
can tell.
quick,
Interesting.
Did you ever hear anything about a break-in or a home invasion at house?
Oh, it says it in the report.
Okay, never heard anything about that. Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay. Well, hey, again, we want to thank you for your time.
It's already over.
Can't thank you enough for being willing to talk to us. We're obviously trying to work everything.
One of these days soon, bro, we're going to be deep diving into a deep dive that we ain't never deep dived before on that man. It's going to happen. I don't trust him. I don't believe him. I think he lied about everything. Everything.
Possibly can. If you think of anything in the future, you can always call this number or text it. It doesn't matter. It's a work cell phone. So if you think of something or if you hear something, and just assume that we don't know it. Okay. Don't be like, oh, well, they probably.
He was interviewed by the FBI. Accomplished Day, the same person who got this interview, has Connor's mama's interview with MPD. But Connor Chestnut himself was interviewed with the feds, and so we're not allowed to have it. So we'll take what we can get. It's all very odd.
We know that already. We would rather you call in and us be like, yes, we do know that. Thank you. And then you not. So
there's usually always two.
And did you have any questions from us? We probably won't be able to tell you too much stuff, but
I don't think I have questions. I think I trust you guys that you're getting it done.
Hey, do you? I forgot. I had one more question for you. Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody else that would have like
that was really interesting,
a very intimate knowledge on just like all the different personal relationships and how close, like Kaylee and Madison and kind of all those questions that I was asking you at the end. Like, you have to obviously be very.
Quinn Kelly too. We finally, for the first time in almost 4 years, finally get transcripts that say that Dylan talked to him. So we're assuming that the non-named number or, communication in her log that they released to us is Quinn Kelly. But the log that they released does not give time for him to have said to her what she is claiming apparently that he said to her. So I was really just like struck, honestly, when it came out that Quinn Kelly was only talked to by the feds. There wasn't a single MPD interview. Now, that's another thing that pissed me off about the documentary is Blaker. Like, I have a bone to pick with Blaker and Dollinger, because Dollinger lied about everybody getting home at 2:00, knowing damn well that all of the records, and Hippler has said Xana was not home at 2:15 when the DoorDash order was made. They don't know where the hell they were. They don't know when they got home. None of the damn things. Blaker's dumbass sits there and says, oh, they were bringing him to Latah County so we could interview him and talk to him. No, they didn't. Y'all, the only time MPD spoke to him was in Pennsylvania, and they never touched him again. Ever. So I don't know why they decided to just get on these cameras and just start doing all this. Absolutely crazy. Like, how are you going to be law enforcement, sit there and lie about a case this crazy?
Good friends with people to kind of have that kind of information and have that knowledge. Is there anybody that you can think of that you'd be like, maybe you should give this person a call. They might know some more about that that type of very inner private circle.
Yeah, I do know my friend who picked me up from the hotel. She saw like Maddie and Kaylee at the bars, and she had mentioned that like they kind of like caught up on life a little bit because they both lived in. And she just mentioned she saw them, they caught up a little bit, and it was just like really nice, like little like talk. So that could be something if you guys need that.
Okay,
yeah,
so
you gave us her number, right? That was the Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So it'd probably be worth maybe giving her a call and just and having a chat with her.
Yeah, maybe just say like She just said that she had like a long conversation, like quite a long conversation with them, so she might have been able to like catch anything.
Probably paid.
Okay, that night at the. Okay, cool.
I think we've heard a Peyton interview.
All right. Thank you very, very much again.
I know we've heard Peyton Rossi, but I think we've heard a chick Peyton too.
Of course. Thank you guys.
Yeah, that's it. Well, she did say some interesting shit. I mean, how does Dylan not know? If you're not drinking, then you have to have a memory of the conversation that you had with the girl that you're sitting next to as you're now telling a story. So the fact that she just so openly is just telling the same theatrical reiteration of what happened that morning, no matter the fact that somebody is in front of her that knows that she wasn't drinking, that she wasn't drunk, that she wasn't feeling it. That's kind of weird, you know? Not even kinda, because this is not like we're just now hearing this and we've only known about the case for 2 days. This has been 4 years of people babying her because everyone wants to feel bad for the little college girl who was just enjoying life because she was so drunk. She just didn't know what to do. She didn't know if it was fake or not because she was so intoxicated. Her mind was playing tricks on her. Let's feel sorry for her. Well, unless she's getting delusional off of freaking regular breathing oxygen, that's not how that went down. Unless she was taking acid or shrooms or something else that made her loopy as shit and she's not being honest about it. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. See, that's another area where these cops really screwed up. And I don't give a shit that they didn't have any reason to suspect them. When you have an 8-hour situation, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of circumstances that can, be written up in some sort of search warrant that makes them have to take a piss test and give you their clothes that they had on for testing. They didn't do any of that. They actually didn't even make them go straight down to the police department. In any normal circumstances, the way that I've always seen things happen is they would have been escorted down there and talked to immediately. There would have been no in-between. Instead, everyone, including Hunter Johnson, who apparently, according to his own story, walked into Xana's room and touched her, walked around, had a knife in his hand, all this crazy shit, was able to go home and change his clothes before going to the police department. That's crazy. That's not normal. The protocols here were so bad. So bad. My God. Ridiculous. All right, you guys. Again, thank you, Accomplished Day, for getting that one. And all the other things. They're over there busting their asses to get stuff done in overtime, working with Connor, going through lots of stuff, trying to get stuff together. Everyone's just trying to figure shit out. And there's some good stuff coming too, so that's really great. I just can't believe that they're letting Dylan just get away with this lie. So much of what she has said herself, on top of now what we're, hearing from this, definitely proves that she's not being honest. Why do they let her get away with it? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I appreciate you putting the work into this thing. See how frustrating it is. I'm glad that there's more people doing it, though, because now people get how ridiculous it is. Look how many times they've lied to you about stuff not being there. I mean, God. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. God, I just don't get it. Like, they know that we're all discussing all of this stuff together. Like, they know. They're watching us bitch about it right now. Probably Amber from the damn office over there. Not Amber Vance, because people seem to not understand there's two Ambers. But Amber at MPD or Lauren or Mia, somebody's probably watching this right now, taking notes on what I'm going to FOIA next so they can F it up real quick. I don't trust any of them at all. Oh, my God. Yeah, we will. So tomorrow morning, I was going to go live twice today, but I really just couldn't. So Friday nights, like, I always stay up late with the boys, and we didn't go to bed until like hella late. Well, Slade went to bed a little early because he just passed out on the couch watching TV. Me and Dawn ended up staying up probably like until like 5:30, bro. And then I had to get up at like 7:45. I only took a 30-minute nap in between that, and now I'm tired as shit, but somehow not tired at the same time. That second wind you get. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go like lay down on the couch in about 5 minutes and probably snore and just be out for the night. But I plan on going over Kaylee's tomorrow, and there was something else too, an expert report. So I'm going to go live on my second channel to do the alien thing, and then we'll be over here in the mid-afternoon, or mid to early afternoon, to do Kaylee McConkey's interview, because there's a section in there where she says that she was told that they just thought Xana was in her room asleep when they were all up in Kaylee's room. And that's definitely, I mean, even if you want to try to say that, it's possible, which for a long time we really thought that it was possible. But when they say that they have geolocation information showing that she was not home at 2:15, then it maybe isn't so possible. So we still have this huge mystery about where the hell they actually were. But I want to know who is telling this girl, and why is she being told that, oh, they just thought Xana was in there asleep? Because neither Dylan or Bethany ever say that to the cops. Ever. So I don't know if that's somebody else assuming it and telling that to her, or how the frick. I don't know all the details. I just know the pieces. I just know the pieces. And then in the evening, we'll do an expert report. I am still, if I can get one of the other reports done where I need to put the visuals in, then we'll go over one of the more visually graphic ones. I was going to do the DNA results for each line, like each item in Ruth Ballard's, like just read it off, but I really do want to have the visual as well. So I'm going to go through the photos. If I get one of those done, because there's 3 of them like that, Nodle's, Barbara Wolf's, and what did I just say? Ruth Ballard's. They're all redacted black boxes. They all need something else added to them, the visuals added to them. So I think the one today is either Lisa Larkin for the IGG. Now, we've gone over some of that, but we have not read the entire report. So this will be the first time reading the entire report all the way through, where we have like a timeline. She says that the DNA was done by the FBI at the Los Angeles, California office. And there's initials of people and all that stuff. And then there's the one from, what's his freaking name? Stephen Becker, I think, for the vehicle ID. Those are the only 2 that I don't need to input any visuals for. So let me grab that real quick. So if you guys can vote on that, if you haven't voted on that yet, but that'll be for tomorrow evening. Unless, again, like I said, I can get the ones with the graphics done, and then we'll do one of those. Oh, thank you for the 5, Chris. Send a PayPal gift. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. We do have some FOIA stuff that I did get, by the way, which I probably should actually go over that tomorrow, because I'm just now remembering that, because I'm thinking, oh, PayPal, FOIA Fund. Oh, shit, I got some stuff. Okay. So remember the other day I said that I paid the deposit for those events that are on the narrative that they say are related to the crime, but one of them was Pullman, so they don't have it, and the other one for the welfare check on 11/21/22 was an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Well, for the other 2, they gave me the information. I didn't even see that I had it until like late last night. I was checking through my emails from Moscow to see like what was going on, because normally I would have had it the next day. I didn't even get the notification. My phone didn't even tell me when it came in, but now we have it. And there's like a little bit of there's a few reports, a couple of pictures. I haven't really got the chance to like really go through all of it. It doesn't really look important. I know some of it is about the guy with the knife on the bike path in September. Some of that information's already been out there. I haven't seen these reports. So we'll do that too. It's busy. There's so much to freaking do. If y'all could even, I have like 6 freaking dry erase boards. 3 different sizes, just all different everywhere. It's a thing. Okay. There's so much. So we'll go over that really soon. Make sure I didn't miss anything in here. All right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I will not see you tonight, but I will definitely see you tomorrow. And thank you for the 199 Lady Di. Thank you for coming in here with me and listening to this. More lies of Dylan. I'll clip a couple of these things and put them out. Thank you again, Accomplished Day, for getting this interview. What an eye-opener. I can't believe these cops. I cannot believe these copper whoppers. I cannot believe them. The men and the women alike are just letting Dylan just lie. People right in their faces are telling them things and no pushback. No pushback at all. That's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, you guys, I'm going to jump off of here. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe. If you go out and have fun, do it safely. Carry everywhere. Don't give anybody second chances. If people look at you stupid, just punch them in the face. Don't give them a chance. Don't give them a chance. It's Saturday night. People are dumb. Okay. Y'all have fun. See y'all.